And
this way. Yeah.
both of the mics, is it just like a grouped mic setting?
Yeah. We're
okay.
Yeah, our mics are just together.
Okay, cool. So it's great to see you.
Yeah.
I've made mistakes.
Yeah.
I made a mistake today, and that mistake was revisited to me.
Okay.
And actually, on top of that, another mistake has happened, and this is all because of Starbucks.
A running theme.
So, the first thing that happened, it was over the weekend, and if you're on my Discord, you already saw this, or I mentioned it on stream, but I was at the Starbucks in the Fries, near my house, and this was like it was before my Sunday stream, I think. And I'm like waiting for all my drinks getting made, and I look up, and who is standing there? But I mentioned this story in a podcast episode previously about a girl that I hooked up with once who then like hated me and sent me all these messages, and she was a few years older than me, and this was like when I was 20. She's right there standing in front of me.
Oh my God.
And I immediately panic. I'm like, the last thing you told me was to like choke on a dick and die.
Right.
Because I said that you wanting to meet my parents before we go all the way in our first, like this was just a lot. Like,
you weren't too different.
If you knew where I was and I knew where you were, why did you come over to my house? You know,
Right.
I'm not here to that's not the main part, but like, so that happened. She didn't recognize me because like we didn't make eye contact, but like I'm pretty sure with like my hair being green, and also like
culpable deniability.
Yeah. Well, no shave November, which means I have my nasty ass neck beard now. But it's mostly just because I'm like, I just want to see if I just go a full month without shaving, if this would actually fill in. Because I normally like just trim off the bullshit.
Yeah.
But like if I could try. Which is like when we went to the cabin the first time and I was like, I'm going to grow my goatee. And like I had like 8 hairs on my chin because I couldn't grow any hair. I've always been a late bloomer.
Do you remember when we tried to bleach your goatee?
Oh my God.
And it just looked like you had mustard like on your face.
Yeah, I do. My mom remembers that actually, oddly enough.
That was so bad. That was a weird night.
So, a little bit of backstory. So, unfortunately, my grandmother did end up passing on Saturday morning. It's okay. We ended up a lot of the family, including my stepdad's family, which was very surprising. They came out. We in order to kind of honor my grandmother because she would get a kick out of it. My mom asked us. Went to church on Sunday, and then we went to Cracker Barrel, the appropriate place to go to after church.
After church,
did
you play a little game?
No.
Oh,
I was too busy hanging out with Frank.
Fair.
You know, my grandpa Frank, who's just, which my whole church experience, this is not related to the massive fuck up I did today, but it is a quick little good story, is I was dying because it's like their cool hip church, you know? And
not like hashtag not like the other churches.
Yeah. But apparently, because like they haven't, my mom hasn't gone to church here at least in like 2 months because of like their move and everything, because it's the one they went to when they lived in the valley. And so we go there. And the sermon apparently was the 7th sermon in the 7th week set of the 7 deadly sins.
Oh.
And this week was envy.
Okay.
And my immediate thought was, you better be telling me the difference between jealousy and envy, because that's like the only thing that I actually give a shit about.
Yeah.
That and like Dogecoin or something. I don't know. Well, that's not true.
Come rocket.
Come. And like he does go into it, and he tells this story about, I think it's like Jacob or somebody who like
Jacob.
Jacob, who like he was like super in love with this girl, and he's like, hey, I want this girl's hand in marriage. And the dad was like, you work for me for 7 years, I'll give you my daughter's hand.
Yeah.
And he works for 7 years, and then he gets married, and he supposedly marries Rachel, but then it turns out that like he ends up consummating the marriage with the older sister because it's like you have to do that. So then like the envy is that the wife and sister, like the sisters are mad that like the other has the husband, and like they start having more and more kids as like an envy grass is greener. And I'm like, at no point did we talk about that like this dude's like 2-time in this family and like that's not an issue, but whatever, I get it.
It didn't fit the story he's trying to say right now.
Yeah, there's multiple stories that could be had, but it was, you know what I think. Although when I did get there, aside from the fact that
there's other better examples of envy that you could draw from that have less problematic.
Like there's the one like part of the Bible where it talks about how she lusted after her, you know, emissions like a donkey of the genitals.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Galatians 4:16 was not referenced, but Galatians 3:16 was, and I'm like, you're close.
Getting closer.
I'm like, I would have fucking died. But when I got there, I showed up. I was like a few minutes late, unfortunately, just
Mhm.
because I saw Lyndon up in Tempe or Scottsdale, and so I forget how far Scottsdale is. And
Yeah.
even though it's a straight shot, it's still far. Like
Yeah.
a pain in the ass. And gospel music, like with the whole band on stage,
Mm-hmm.
they just say things
Yeah.
like Jesus is the name of our Lord was the chorus.
Mm-hmm.
And they just kept saying it. And I'm like, and people are like getting more and more into it. And I'm like, but this isn't okay.
Lyrically, where are we going with
Everyone was standing, but my grandpa Frank was sitting.
Closer to God.
And I decided, I'm not fucking standing.
Oh.
And I sat through the entirety of every musical act they did.
I mean, your grandpa set the precedent.
Yeah. Well, no, Frank couldn't stand up. He had a difficult time,
Well.
But I was like, I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm like, I will be the devil's advocate here in this church. I did when because my mom was like, I need you to meet the pastor. I'm like, okay, because it's from my mom. Like this is like, and they're like really good friends now. Like they, with all my sister shit.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I'm like, okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So they had like a nice little thing for my grandmother because like they all did this last minute. The church was super nice, like to kind of like basically make like a little shrine is like
Memorial.
not the right word, like memorial, yeah, for my grandmother.
Mhm.
And so we were like, now that everything was done, like we put everything away. It was like 5:30 at night, 6:30 at this point, 7. And my mom has it all in a bag and she hands it to my stepdad, Mike, and she's like, Mike, go put this in the car.
Mhm.
He didn't hear it because he's deaf in one ear and he has his hearing aids and it was on the bad side. And so he at this point, as we're kind of like wrapping up, my mom's wanting me to talk to people. Mike's just kind of walking around holding this bag like a dad and a justice. And the preacher's right next to me. And I see Mike like, because it's like an office building sort of thing. And so he's right outside the doors. And I just see him just like John Travolta-ing.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what is he fucking doing? Like laughed to myself. And I'm like, I just dropped the F-bomb in this church in front of this pastor. And I'm like, I know for a fact this pastor uses that word. I'm not going to, lie to myself here, but I'm like, this probably isn't good. And,
Right.
and I immediately went, oh, fuck, shit. And I did a quick little, and not even as like a haha funny thing. I'm like, no,
Right.
I actually did like the little game of Tourette's.
Right.
That I don't have Tourette's, but they just
Yeah.
Anyway, the bigger reason why I sinned this week was that
I hope you have your letter drafted.
I need to.
Ready to go.
Sorry, I'm also riding a high right now, but not like a drug high. Just it's been a very eventful day. Consequences of my own actions, quite frankly. Will my yeast rise? I don't know. It shouldn't.
Well.
Get it checked. So I see my upstairs neighbor, who I had gotten packages for. I signed for them back on our onesie stream where we did the 5 minutes of footies.
Yes, I recall.
So I saw her as I was leaving to go to the post office today, and she was like, hey. I was like, hey, and she's like, how are you doing? And I'm like, I'm good. How are you doing? I'm like, how's everything going? Like, how's everything with your aunt? Because that was the thing on like I had to sign for a package because like her aunt was basically on like on her deathbed, hospice, emergency room stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, unfortunately, my aunt actually passed on Saturday. I'm sorry for the things that I'm about to say because these are the words that came out of my mouth.
Okay.
When you're in a conversation, you want to try to relate to people.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, I'm so sorry to hear that. If you guys need anything, just let me know. I'm like, actually, crazily enough, my grandmother was in hospice last week and she actually passed on Saturday too. We're like twinsies. She did not find that humorous.
You used the exact phrase, we're like twinsies?
I'm so sorry. It was out of my mouth before I could stop it.
Oh my God.
I told you I had a fucking doozy.
Wow.
So then I was like, I realized that I didn't get anything out of that, which I completely understand because there's some people that like would get like the like
right.
Like for me, like I am the type of person where it's like, oh, you're laughing after something bad happened. It's like, no, like that's just it's easier.
Just yeah.
Like let's make light of it and move on,
Yeah.
because I don't really want to deal with it right now.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And
also depends on the nature of the relationship with the lost who you lost.
Yeah, like, when my mom was like, she called me the day before and she goes, hey, so we're going to do this thing at Cracker Barrel. She's like, so if you can think of any good memories, I know that's going to be hard to find some. And I'm just like, because like, there's like a canned story. I'm like, they're all great stories. Like my grandma cussing out my grandpa outside the church during prayer, I'm like, but that doesn't, I'm like, I looked at my mom across the table, like at Cracker Barrel. I look at her and I go, Mom, she's not a hero in any of these stories. And she's like, I know, but that's grandma. And I'm like, that's grandma.
That's how it is sometimes.
But like, my mom was with her all the way to the end. So it was, it was great. But that conversation, like, I was just like, I was like, yeah, well, I'm like, again, I'm so sorry for your loss. If there's anything you guys ever need, just, let me know. And she's like, okay. She's like, have a good rest of your day. I'm like, you too. I'm like, she may not also just like know me all that well, which is totally fine. Cause like I talked to someone else that I was talking to today and like, they got a kick out of it. Cause like,
right.
But they're the type of person that would also like be cool with something like that. Like,
yeah, like I would probably find that funny, but also, oh good God, I would never say that
to someone you've spoken to like
barely
twice.
know.
And they live near you. You can see them quite frankly.
And you'll continue to see them.
If I'm at my side desk playing League after my morning meeting, because I'm not working at 8. Oh, it was my mom.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I never thought I'd say, oh, thank God, to a text from my mom. You can see Oh, okay. My sister's wearing a bucket hat.
Oh, my condolences.
Is that Billie Eilish? Like, it's not. That's my sister.
Yeah.
But, like...
She's the bad guy.
Is that... She kind of does, with her hair like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then I was on the phone, and I was like, should I get started? I was like, I'm going to be there, like, right on time to get to Eric's house.
Yeah.
I'm like, should I stop and get Starbucks and be, like, 5 minutes late just to be that bitch?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, absolutely. I'm like, done. That was all the motivation I needed. So I did, and while I was there... my neighbor's there holding like eggs and whatever else. And I go, fancy seeing you twice in one day. And she goes, yeah, I forgot I had to pick some stuff up. And I'm like, hey, good thing we live so close, right? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, well, have a good day. And I'm still on the phone with my friend. And she's just like, I just want you to know that interaction, as well as your whole like ordering my drink, she goes, it's very, do you want any dessert? Oh, I can't. I'm stuffed energy. And I'm like, I have never been so fucking clocked in this fries before. At least not in the last couple months. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, so maybe you shouldn't tell somebody who just lost a loved relative that like, we're like twinsies.
We're like twinsies. At least you didn't then say it when you saw her in the grocery store of like, oh, no. We're both here at Fries at the same time.
I'm like,
twinsies.
It really is twin day. Like, no.
At least you didn't double down on it.
No. Because I was smart enough not to.
Yeah.
Very rarely do I ever double down on it. I'll double down on a bad bit.
Right.
To like push it to the point, like to get over the edge, especially if like it's Taylor that's being obstinate.
Mm-hmm. Because
if we can get Brandon on board with the bit, Taylor's done.
It's over.
But so I said that today.
Yeah.
That was today.
You did that.
Should we intro?
I think we should, yeah.
Hello. Welcome to Twinsies.
To the Twincast.
The Hell Yeah Twincast. The Hell Yeah Podcast. I'm your host, Eric.
And I'm your other host, Odie.
We're twins. We finish each other
off.
Good. How come you won't show me your porn?
Because you don't deserve it.
That's fair.
You haven't earned it.
You're right.
After that comment this morning.
I haven't paid $7.
You've got some reparations to do.
I gotta the sweat of my brow. I gotta start going like I almost felt the need to like when you fuck up something and it's like you almost feel the compulsive need to like I need to make it up to them immediately. It's
right
like
this second.
I'm not gonna harry you with this. Where you're like they're like I'm just trying to do this. I'm like, hey, well if you need any help, like I'm so sorry for what I said. Like
what I literally just said.
They're like I already forgot about it. It was a little weird, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's like now you've made it worse because now I'm continuing to think about it. Right. And why the fuck did you say that?
Yeah,
that was a weird noise.
That was the ring hitting.
So we're gonna change things up a bit because we had so many fucking questions from last episode that
question before last.
Question before last.
Episode before last.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Halloween episode.
The Halloween episode had so many comments, which was great, and we love them. But we underestimated how quickly we could answer all of them.
Yes.
So we do have 2 packages that came. So we're gonna go into the O'Reilly package song. And then we'll from there go into Quick Wit. And the regular bullshittery of the podcast will just be interspersed with them because, like, Atlas, I look at the timestamps and I go, how long does it take to answer this yes or no question? Because I see a few minutes in between. And, like, then I go look at your other timestamps, and there's quite a few timestamps in between those 2 questions. And none of them are related to the answer. No. Yeah, unless there was anything else that you wanted to say.
No, I think I'm good.
Good.
Yes.
So I think it's package time with the boys. Yeah. Hell yeah. So we got 2 packages. I believe this one's from Denny, and she had already told me that it was for me. I'm pretty certain. So if I open it and I was wrong, it is I who will wear the Boo Boo the Fool crown.
All right.
And I have no fucking clue what that is or who it's from.
We're going to find out, I guess.
Mm-hmm. If you guys want to make us open up shit that makes us confused, there's a link to the P.O. box down below. With a very convoluted description of how to send it, because I'm not going to go back and fix it. Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, what we got?
It's a Kingdom Hearts shirt.
Oh,
carrying instructions for bleached products. It's a handmade product.
Oh.
So there can be a little residual smell. I like the smell. I haven't smelled it yet.
Do you like this?
Please wash it first with laundry detergent to get rid of the smell before use.
Does it smell like bleach?
No, it doesn't smell like bleach, but it's a sick ass. Oh, that's cool as fuck. It's the Smash logo with Sora in it.
Oh, nice.
That's sick as fuck.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, they can't see it. Now they can see it. Oh, hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
Nice, very cool.
I would put it on right now, but if it says to wash it first, then I'm gonna wash it, but I'll wear it for the next episode.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's
I'll wear it tomorrow. I'm gonna wear it every day.
Stuff, yeah. Okay.
Oh, hell yeah. That's so fucking cool. Thank you so much. At least I'm pretty sure it was Denny. It may have been Jen. I don't. So you know who it was. You correct me.
You know who you were.
Ooh.
So we have a nice looking letter. We have a beautiful wax stamp.
Oh no, you know what that means? There's a spell in there. You're gonna open it and we're gonna become toads.
Have you seen that thing where it's? I think it was a tweet or something originally, where it's this girl and she's like, "Why does my boyfriend turn everything into Saw?" And it's a birthday card that he stuck a Lola bunny sticker over, and so he wrote next to it, "You have to kill Lola to get your card."
Oh, no. I pulled a Saw prank on Tim one time.
Okay.
It was pretty good. I mean, there wasn't violence, but like.
The seal kind of. Okay.
I can tell you about it if you want to hear it.
About your Saw prank?
Yeah, it was good. It was when he like lived with us for a bit, for 6 months rent free. He cleaned my mom's bathroom once and got 6 months of rent for free.
Oh, we've got like an aged looking paper and a sticker of a baby.
Oh,
crawling from an egg.
I am so ecstatic for you to read this. I am horrified. Color me horny because I am full throttle right now. I want to know what this is.
Okay. Eric and Steve. I know you will hear this message often, but that doesn't make it any less deserved. You both have created incredible communities, and your content has brought such joy and inspiration to so many people, including me. The last few years have been hard on me, but when I'm able to just hang out, whether that be in Odie streams, watching a podcast episode, scrolling through Discord, or listening to a redacted audio, I can be at peace. Even if they are small moments, they mean so much. To show my gratitude, I wanted to do something fun and maybe a little different. I love D&D, and in August, I was finally able to DM a homebrew one-shot for my friends, and one of my favorite things to do as a DM is gift dice. For you guys, I've curated some dice based around a few of my favorite podcast moments, and I've written a fun little hook for each set. I had a great time putting these together, and I hope you enjoy. Sending good vibes always. Shellanne, she, her.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much.
Very sweet.
Does it say their username?
I think it did.
Oh, Alana Curiel. Okay, yes. Oh, I know who you are now. Yes. Oh my god, thank you so much. That's so sweet. I'm very concerned with this baby out of the egg.
The baby. I'm fascinated.
I don't know how much they want to show, but there's, at least for the baby in the egg,
baby.
It's baby.
Okay,
That's Zuki.
Oh, this is quite a few sets of dice.
My god. Okay.
Like,
also, like, the fact that, like, I don't know if, like, the paper you bought was like this or if you, like, stained it, but you did a really good job.
Yeah.
It was cool. Regardless. Oh, and she burnt the edges too? God, this is so fucking
very cool.
Also, I keep all of these. All, like, the little letters and stuff you guys send. I'm, like, slowly building, like, a space to, like, hang everything up because I think it's cool as fuck. And eventually, if we ever make a studio space for it, that'll be kind of cool to have, like, the simp wall.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, they all have, like, a little note.
Oh, it's a Pokemon bag.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah,
shit.
It's got Snorlax and Snorlax.
Snorlax.
I love it. So I guess are we just like grabbing one and then
we're
gonna see the theme?
Open the little note to see the theme. I figured I'd read that and then look at the dice.
Oh, there's a scroll in it.
This is very.
Oh, this is like a whole adventure. This is so cool.
Department work has been slow, but that quickly changes in the form of a box landing on your desk. This one's for you. Good luck, your colleague says before heading off. Opening up the box, you find the case file and an evidence bag. The file is unhelpful as most of its contents have been redacted. One footnote at the bottom of a page does catch your eye. It reads, Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. Confused, you reach for the evidence bag and turn it over. The only item inside is a cassette tape. The label is faded, but just barely legible as a number. 62,100.
That's so cool. I'm assuming that's a bunch of redacted references.
Yeah, they
said redacted at one point, and I think the other thing was ASMR, right?
Okay. Yeah, and the 62,000. That's how many subscribers.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's so cool.
Okay, well, so we got to see the dice.
What do they look like? Oh shit.
Oh wow.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. You got to get up in this bitch. Yeah, I probably shouldn't move this, but
yeah, that's so cool because they're like the channel colors. They're like black and like the pink and the cyan.
There's so many of these.
That is so cool. Thank you so much.
I'm glad that you grabbed that one. Then.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta scroll here. Oh, I'm kind of like looking at it for just a second, and I'm like, should I make you read this? I'm like, no, I think we just go for it.
Yeah, we just go for it.
When you reach the summit, your muscles ache and you're exhausted. Just when you think it couldn't get any worse, you stumble upon the bodies. 2 of them, who died with smiles on their faces. Something is scrawled in the dirt near them, dried blood caked between the letters. It's difficult to read, but from what you can make out, it says, Arizona goes off. And what do the dice look like? Oh my god! Oh, those are so fucking cool. And I want to say I saw something in the 6. The 6 has a little skull on it. The 20. They all have like skulls on the max number.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know how well any of them can see. Those are so
we can put
cool.
up some pictures on the Discord after.
Yeah, we should do that.
Some
or we could like put them like in like an imager link and just like attach it to the like in the description.
Mm.
God, wow,
that's so cool.
These are like as amazing as like the dice are. Like your writing is great. Like
this is so cool.
Every package needs to do this. If you don't have a scavenger hunt riddle thing,
oh my god,
for me to read.
Okay. Get this one open.
Oh shit!
Oh, this is a little one.
I accidentally like looked at him, but I'm like, that doesn't help me. I don't know what the scroll says.
Through the howling wind and rending metal, you hear a whisper. It asks a somber question. Where's the gazebo?
Oh no.
What do we got?
Never forget the gazebo merch is available on the merch store.
And it is a very fitting gray like, of the metal of the gazebo.
Oh. And there's 2 because the metal, like, it left and then it died.
That is so cool. Thank you. Gosh.
Oh, motherfucker. I read the last 3 words of this already, and I'm already mad. You eye the curious stranger as he takes a seat. From his trench coat, he pulls out a small box and slides it across the table. This is the best I could do. No more, no less, he whispers. You glance around to be sure no one is watching before you lift the lid on the box. Inside, you count your bounty. 1, 2, 3 perfect deviled eggs. And they look like fucking deviled eggs.
That's amazing.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that's so fucking cool. Oh my god. Oh, I hate them. I fucking hate them so goddamn much.
Oh my god.
I can't believe it. I gotta say, real quick, it's surreal that like the little bullshit to us is like people like they're people's memes.
Yes.
That is the best compliment you could give me. Oh, I guess I should keep these back like
yeah.
with them.
Make sure you keep it with it.
Like you meme me, that's the best compliment you could ever give me.
Okay.
Money is also a good compliment.
When you find yourself awake, you realize the train has come to a stop. Getting up from your seat, you glance around to find that you are the only passenger remaining. It strikes you as odd, but even more strange is that you slowly come to realize that the train car you're standing in isn't quite the same as the one you remember boarding. A newspaper lies open on a seat near you. Picking it up, the date immediately catches your eye. 1957.
Oh no, is it the girl train?
I believe it's the girl's train. Yes, it is the girl's train. That is amazing.
So this one says, so it on the back side of the note, it says BBEG.
Okay.
The big bad evil is Michael Grandinetti, which means that these are the villain Michael Grandinetti dice. Oh my god. No. Oh, he haunts us to this day. These are so pretty. These would be like the dice he has. Although I'm looking at the camera, it makes them look really teal.
Yeah, they're definitely much more green.
It's green. Yeah. Oh my god. There's still two more. Because I looked at it and I'm like, this one's like weird. It's like there's like color on it, and then like I opened it and I saw his eyes, and I'm like, I know who it is. But then I was like, wait, there's writing. BBEG. I love that store.
Oh god. Okay.
Oh fuck, the last ones. Now I'm sad. It's almost over. It's just begun.
Oh, I have a feeling this one. You should probably look at this one.
Oh, did you already?
Yeah, just swap me. Just.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what.
Oh, it's heavy.
Yeah.
Did you read what the letter said?
I didn't see the letter. I just saw the color though, and I'm just guessing.
I gotta find the letter.
Yeah, I didn't mean to see the.
Did you take it out?
No. Oh, this one. Okay, found this one. There we go.
I'm trying not to look, but it's like hidden under everything.
Do you want me to grab it?
No.
Because I already saw it.
I'm not looking. We're fine. It's really difficult to do this just by sight. Did you grab a good one for you?
Yeah. Your heart is pounding. Your palms are sweating. When the message you've been waiting for finally arrives, it contains only 2 words. Operation Raccoon. Oh my god, the raccoon dice.
Raccoon D6s? Oh my god, that's so cute.
That's amazing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Where's the raccoon?
Oh, this is like a long one.
That's amazing.
Oh my god, okay. You enter the temple, and immediately your breath is taken away at the splendor. Shit. That didn't say shit. The followers of this deity were pious indeed. Bountiful offerings are strewn about the altar, and the statue itself is grand. The magic of this place has stained the stone a deep royal purple. You place your offering, an onyx cat figurine, and the engraved plaque at the base of the statue catches your eye. Odiepus Rex. Oh, that's so fucking cool. What are they? Oh, shit! What?
That's why I was like, I think this is for you.
Oh my god. Holy shit. These are the same purple.
Yeah.
And I was going to wear my purple sweater, but it was too hot today. Oh my god. Look. Oh, you love these. And they're heavy. Feel them.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Yeah. Those are like real deal metal dice.
Hell yeah.
Those will fuck up whatever dice tray you got. Oh my god. All right, we're going to roll this one. 19. Not bad. Oh my god. Thank you so much.
That was very sweet of you. Thank you.
I believe. Right? Shell? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Elaine Curiel. Thank you so much. You're amazing. Oh my god.
Thank you. That was very sweet of you.
You said it was like going to be like a different thing, and I got to be honest, it was, but it was like the most fun one to open.
It was very sweet.
Chaps, your box was sad. Not the contents, the physical box, like how the box.
That wasn't his fault.
I know, but
also, I just want to come out and say
that doesn't mean he's excused.
Don't forget that sticker. Don't leave that on my table. It's my table. I don't want the sticker on it.
Sorry. I'm just kidding, chaps. I don't stand for chap slander. God,
So
chaps, please.
So like, I have that like we have the box of candy, and I've been slowly chewing through it when I should not be. So there was a thing in there, and I honestly can't remember if it was from Chaps or Chloe because they got combined, but I believe it was from Chaps, and it was these things called toffee crisps, which like I don't really like toffee as a general rule, but this is kind of like it's just like a I don't even know what it's like. It's kind of like a Crunch bar, but like with toffee on the top. And like I don't really like toffee, and I don't really like Crunch bars. Yeah. And yet somehow
you want it.
This candy bar,
and you can't take it from me.
So good, and it was in a multi-pack, and there were 4 of them.
Multi-pack.
And I ate all 4 of them.
You fucking monster! You didn't even let me try one.
No, I did not. Because I went to, and I was like, "This is too good."
You thought about it. Were you looking at the last one and said, "Did you do the Bilbo? It's Bilbo, right?" Where he's like, "I mean, why not?"
Yes.
You know, don't I deserve to have candy?
It was very that of I was like, I just like plowed through the rest of them, and then I was like, I should say this last one for Steve, and then I was like,
fuck him.
But this was good.
If he wanted it, he should have grabbed it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it was very good, and I want more.
That just shot a memory into my brain of Baby Looney Tunes.
Okay.
So it was a show, right? Baby Looney Tunes, which I will say it slapped.
Yeah.
Weirdly.
Although it started the trend of somehow
let's make babies.
For some reason making Lola stupid.
Well, girls are dumb.
Right, but like Lola's like first thing was Space Jam, where she was like bad bitch.
Yeah.
Hot bad bitch. And then like Babies came around and they were like, nah, stupid girl.
A dumb girl.
And then like the new Looney Tunes like doubled down on that with like, yeah, stupid girl. And not just girlfriend to Bugs and nothing else, just stupid girlfriend.
I was a little upset with New Space Jam because I feel like they didn't.
I can't speak to New Space Jam. I don't know
that they didn't make Lola like the same bad bitch as they did. Like they didn't make her as fuckable in this one, but like, whatever.
Was she at least like
she was
better though? Was she smart?
I'm trying to remember. She wasn't dumb.
Because in the new cartoon, she's dumb.
The movie was a little weird and like it kind of did the Hollywood thing of like we have like a message and then like, but it's not necessarily ham-fisted, but it's like the same mess. Like you know, like yeah, there's like the girl power part. I think if I recall correctly, where it's like that's not a problem. I have absolutely more support, but it's like it's sort of like with like LGBT representation. It's like okay, just because you have a gay character doesn't mean that's representation.
Right.
Like, why can't they just be like it's just treated just like a regular character? Yeah. They are just also gay. Like you just also show them being intimate with their partner, where them being gay isn't their personality.
Right.
But at the same time, have the gays thought about expanding their personality? Maybe, Hollywood can only do so much. All they do is look at James Charles's Instagram and they go, "This is the community, right?"
We don't talk about him. We don't talk about him.
I already hear it. You hear that? That's the sound of everyone slapping their keyboards going, Odie's done.
Ugh.
Hi, Blisters.
Oh, my God.
That's the woodworking channel. James Woodcock. Well, Woodchuck.
How much?
James Woods. Charles, because James Woods, you know, got married. You know, he was the voice of Hades, and now he's weird.
Okay.
I shouldn't be allowed.
Correct.
It's like we're twins.
I can't believe you did that. Actually, I can completely believe that you did that.
Like you're not even mad. You're just like, But wait, you said that to a real life person?
To a real life person, right in front of you.
Who the fuck did you think I was talking to right now? I should have then said, "Can I have like a coupon?
Can I get something?"
I have every coupon.
The Bath and Body Works has. I got about 10 of them. Got something else?
You got something else? So thank you guys for the packages.
That was very kind.
I believe it was Demi, and at this very moment, my brain's like, "You're wrong," and I'm like, "Fuck! I really hope I'm not wrong." It was either Jen or Denny, and I can't remember, and I'm really sorry, but I can't be trusted to remember things that you told me multiple times. Whoopsies. But yeah, thank you. That was package time.
Package time.
Auto parts. Ow. So how about we peel out of the dealership? You want to know where the Cracker Barrel was?
I'd love to know where the Cracker Barrel was.
It was right across the fucking street from Larry H. Miller Hyundai. And I looked at my mom and I said, you couldn't have picked a worse place. She said, why? I'm like, there's the dealership. And she goes, oh no, the one you were trapped in? And I'm like, bitch.
She tried it.
She did. She did it. Also, someone ordered. My grandpa Frank is sitting there looking over the menu.
Yep.
And he's like, I want the shrimp.
Shrimp on the bobby?
I just want a shrimp. I don't know. There's no bobby. And
I didn't know.
Cracker Barrel didn't have shrimp.
Okay, yeah.
They were out of shrimp.
Oh.
So he's like, oh, well, then I want this. And they're like, they're out of that. Like, the 3 things that he would have wanted were the 3 things they were out of due to, like, because they make everything in-house and all that shit or whatever, like, supply chain stuff.
Supply chain issues.
And it's like, it's fair. But I'm like, Frank, come on, man. He's like, tell me you got fucking pot roast. And I'm like, I swear to God, I hope they do. And they brought him his pot roast, and it came in a little Dutch oven. Oh. And I was like, did they put it in the ground like Brandon does? Because that's the only time I've seen a Dutch oven used. You put it in the dirt.
Yeah, and you cook French bread pizzas in it whilst camping.
Oh, we didn't make that. Didn't they make a pie? Oh, no, we made biscuits.
Biscuits? Yeah, you can make biscuits in it.
The fucking gravy. Remember how we didn't find the gravy, and then it turns out Marshall put it in a box?
Yes. I have something to say.
Yeah, we have a little bit of a commute before we hit the quick wit, so I think you're good. The light's red, so.
Okay, so last year, picture it, November of last year. Mm-hmm. I go to the Carl's Jr. like I've been known to do.
I went with you once.
We did. I went to.
You've gone 3 times total.
Yeah, I went to the dark side of McDonald's that is Carl's Jr. And
parties.
And I like Carl's Jr.
I don't like the face that they put on the star. It feels sinister.
Yeah, there's something in the eyes.
And they don't have the big booby ladies in the commercials anymore. Like, how else would I know how juicy and wet their burger is if it's not slopping down some scantily clad actress that they're paying probably not enough money for?
Almost certainly.
Because do you like boobs?
Boobies?
Do you like Carl's Jr.? You'll love Carl's Jr.
You'll love Carl's Jr.
These women eat here. I'm sure of it. They're at your local one.
How do you think they got that big?
The bazonkas are made
of burgers.
It's Carl's meat.
Anyway, so I go to Carl's Jr. So it's the water in the fridge.
Why is everything gotta make fucking noise in your house?
Why does your apartment vibrate?
I actually noticed that the other day. I was like, it does. Yeah. It's just always.
They do. So
we're just vibing.
So I had been going to that
rehab,
Carl's Jr.
Okay, I'm listening.
Also known as my rehabilitation. Quite a few times.
I was about to say My Chemical Romance.
Over the course of remodeling this house, I frequented that Carl's Jr. And every time I would go there, there was a sign in the middle that said
"Help wanted." Jack Job's done that.
No, that said Monster Angus Thick Burger, and a picture of the burger.
Yeah,
and it looked delicious.
I'm thinking about that burger.
It looked delicious, but I was always like, well, no, I'm here. I'm just going to get like the number 2 or whatever the fuck I get. I don't remember. It's not true. I do remember it's number 2. Anyway.
You don't have to explain to me.
So I get there. And finally, one time, and this sign has been up there the whole time. You drive up there and everything, and they'll ask you, like, oh, would you like to try the Monster Angus Thick Burger? And I'm like, no, I want a number 2.
Yes, Daddy.
Every single time. So finally, it's November. It's the day before Thanksgiving. And
who needs a turkey when you have the Monster Angus?
When you got the Monster Angus Thick Burger. It's the day before Thanksgiving. I'm fucking starving. I'm like, you know what? It's 8 p.m. I don't need to eat, but I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna go to Carl's Jr. I'm gonna get a burger. I drive over to Carl's Jr. I drive over to Carl's Jr. And I'm like, vitamin vitamin. And I'm like, I don't need food right now.
You need a Vegemite sandwich.
Yes. I'm like, I don't need this. So it's a great song. Oh.
Party foul. It wasn't that good of a song.
Shit.
Here, you keep telling the story, and I'll go grab. Or you do it. I'll vamp. Have you ever spilt water on the table during the podcast recording? Because Eric has. So he's not perfect. You guys can take him off the pedestal. This is just as bad as me saying, we're twinsies.
This is the exact same thing.
Same energy, the same amount of sin. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think I committed a sin.
No, it wasn't a sin. It was just an impropriety.
I'm not entirely sure what that means. I didn't want to lie and just be like, yeah, or no, like.
Okay, we're clean.
It's just improper.
Yes.
Okay. Now it's you cleaned it and you've now made me unfocused. You blurred me away.
There you go.
That's me.
So, day before Thanksgiving, I go there and
they took my picture off the milk cartons because it upset people. I was never found.
And the lady asks me, I drive up there, and the lady asks me, like, hi, welcome to Carl's Jr. Would you be interested in trying the Monster Angus Thick Burger? And in a moment of weakness, I just said, actually, yes, I would. And she seemed as shocked as I did.
I'm sure it's the canned response.
Yeah. And so she was just like, oh, would you like a combo? And so I was like, yeah. And she's like, what do you want to drink? And I was like, Coke. She's like, okay, you're total at the window or whatever.
They don't know how to make it. No one's ordered it.
No one's ever ordered it. Drive up there. Pay, hands me the sandwich. I come home. I try it.
It's the bodega bathroom. Airport sushi.
I try it. It's the best fast food burger I've ever had.
Oh no, is this the chicken and waffle chicken tenders for me?
Yes.
Oh no, how could you do this to yourself?
It's the best fast food burger I've ever had.
Thanksgiving is when the Monster Thick Burger goes away.
It did. It did.
How good was this burger?
It was my favorite burger. I am a frequenter of fast food.
As you ate the burger, were you also tasting all the burgers you could have had if you would have been brave?
Yes.
That moment of weakness was truly a moment of courage.
Correct. I finally opened my eyes, and it was too late. So then the next day, now here's the actual truth. It didn't go away on Thanksgiving. So the next day, it's Thanksgiving. Because we're white Americans in my family, we have Thanksgiving dinner at 12:30.
Yeah, it's fucking atrocious. And my stepdad's family has dry ass food.
It was delicious, and it was a great Thanksgiving luncheon. I enjoyed it a lot.
But I'm ready to go home and do other things because it's just a day.
Right. So we're just like hanging out. So we ended up hanging out till again like 8 or something. Like we played cards and stuff. Like it was a good time. But then like it was 8 p.m. So I'm like, well, I'm hungry again, and I'm thinking about that burger. I'm like, I'm gonna go get it.
You want a boykie?
So I drive to Carl's Jr. and for some reason they're open on Thanksgiving evening.
Fuck your family.
And well, I mean, like Thanksgiving dinner was over. Like it's 8, you know, like
you can open again.
Yeah. So like,
if Black Friday can start at 5 p.m. Thanksgiving Day, I think Carl's Jr. can open up.
So I was like, I want that burger. So I go there.
That's their Black Friday deals.
So I go there, and they had it, and I ordered it, and I had it again, and it was once again the best fast food burger I've ever had. So then, 2 days later, it's Saturday, and I go, and I'm like, I don't care that I just had 2 of these this week. I'm gonna go get another one. I go there on Saturday. It's gone. I ask them about it, and they go, oh, Thanksgiving was the last day for that. And I was like, is it coming back? And they said, we don't know.
They're like, sir, I don't know. I just work here.
I don't know. And they're like, we don't know.
You're like, give me my Monster Angus Steak Burger now. I want to leave
this drive-through. So I was just like,
I know you still have patties in the bag.
So I was like, okay. So I ordered a number 2, and I was dissatisfied.
It must have tasted like fucking like burnt ash
gross.
in your mouth.
It was just gross compared to.
And you ate it and you felt like a piece of shit.
Carl Sr. and Jr. pulled me aside and pissed in my mouth and made me pay money for it out of that drive-through. That's what it felt like.
And Carmen Electra was there.
She was.
She's a weird long contract.
Yes.
Is she relevant? I don't think she's relevant.
Is she even alive?
I'll look it up.
All that to say. So I then looked it up because I was like, when did this burger show up? Like, was it here for like a week? No, it had been there since June.
Yeah, you fucked up.
And I just had never gotten it. So then this year, June rolls around, and I'm like, I'm going to keep an eye out. I know this burger is going to be back.
Yeah, she's still alive.
Oh.
She's 49.
Cool.
Her name's Tara Lee Patrick.
That's less exciting than Carmen Electra.
She has a book called How to Be Sexy. I'm pretty sure that was written by Carmen Electra, not Tara.
Not Tara.
Parents. Okay, so parents. It says Patricia Patrick and Harry Patrick. Okay. Which, first of all, you married a man with 2 first names.
Wow.
Second of all,
and so nicely named.
When I read Patricia Patrick, my brain immediately thought Patrick.
Well, she'd be Patty Patrick.
Either way.
Pat Patrick.
I'm not happy.
So starting of June this year, I started going on Carl's Jr.'s website to see like if this Monster Angus stick burger was available, and it wasn't. And then I waited till July, and it wasn't. And I continued to check month after month, months passing. It's never available. I'm like, it's gone. It's not coming back. Hardee's, the East Coast version of Carl's Jr., they have it apparently as a regular menu item
across the Mississippi
year round. And yet here on the west side, we can't get a Monster Angus stick burger.
You know, we can do a road trip to go get a Monster Angus stick burger because now I fucking want one.
Well, have I got a surprise for you then?
You're going to piss in my mouth.
I'm going to piss in your mouth, and Carmen Electra's going to film it. Now, 2 days ago.
Apparently, Nicki Swift has a video from last year about why, like, like, literally when I Googled it, it's like, it's pretty clear why Carmen Electra isn't around much, ... YouTube, Nicki Swift, March 13th, 2020. God. I'm like, lockdown just started, and you're already coming for Carmen Electra?
Let her live. So 3 days ago, 4 days ago, I looked up on my, 3 days ago.
4 nights.
It was Saturday evening.
A good time. I remember where I was.
I was in bed getting ready to go to sleep, and all of a sudden it came back to me in a flash, and I was like, I just need to know. I need to check one more time.
You feel like it's going to explode out of your chest, and you just need to let it out.
I have to
You don't
check.
care what the result is. You just need to know.
I just have to know.
I relate.
I Google it. It's back. It took everything in my heart and soul not to climb out of bed at 11:30 p.m. and go get one, because I'm like, I need to know if this is a lie. I need to know.
That was me. Did I tell you about the Pokemon Emerald thing? I saw a TikTok where someone had
Yes,
Pokemon Emerald
and
on
you
Switch,
had to, like,
and
get
I
the Switch out.
sprinted out. I was doing the drip dry part of the toilet,
Right?
Because you have a bidet. There's the drip dry. It's not weird. You get it. And like,
I don't sit there for like 30 minutes.
Well, I'm like reading, and Zuko's like draped across my shoulders because like he's reading too, so I read it to him.
Right.
It's our bonding time.
Right.
I poop like 4 times a day. It's fine. So
keeping regular.
My body is destroyed, but you know, it's fun. And most of the time, there's nothing. Anyway, I like sprinted because I'm like, it's fucking on the store, and I'm opening up the store, and I'm searching. And I don't search Pokemon Emerald because I'm like, just in case it's like some weird thing. I just search Pokemon, and I'm like scrolling, and like the store can't load fast enough, and it's not there. And I go, what is this? And I go back to the video, and I look at the comments, and he goes, because it was like the comment was like, oh, it was like a secret drop on the store, and I'm like, question mark, and I'm like, I will drop everything and pay full price.
How do we do this?
For this? Just because I love that game so much, even though I could literally just get a ROM.
Right. But it's not the same.
Well, that would be illegal, and I would never do that.
Right. You could. You wouldn't.
I say as I'm currently playing Team Rocket edition of Fire Red over on my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/Odiepus Rex. If you haven't checked it out, it's pretty fun. We steal people's Pokemon, and we like steal shit from little girls and stuff. Oh, we finally got promoted to admin, so now we can steal from all girls and some men.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Well, old guys we can steal from, but
yeah.
Apparently, you can actually, because I like was looking up some stuff just to like make sure, like let's see if I missed anything. You can get a fake trainer badge so that you can go fight all the gym leaders, but you want to wait until you kind of like finish the Team Rocket stuff, because then once you finish all the Team Rocket stuff, you'll be promoted enough to that you could steal anyone's Pokemon. So like, fuck you, Brock, I'm taking your Onyx.
Hell yeah.
And that's what feels good. Is you being bad. But yeah, it was all a lie. He's like, oh, I'll show you how I did it, how I was able to put the ROM on my thing. It's, you know, through custom thing. You just got to buy a little adapter on Amazon. I'm like, fuck you. That's not you. You debated me.
Yeah.
And now I'm here, wet butthole. Zuki's like, I thought we were reading, Dad. I thought we were looking at TikToks. So I get it. But it's back. Did you get it on Sunday?
Yes, I did.
How would you rate it?
10 out of 10.
Oh, it still holds?
I'm not exaggerating.
It's the BCB.
Yes.
Understood.
And
say no more.
And I was so worried that it was not going to live up to it. I'm like, I've turned this into some sort of idol in my head, and it's never going to live up to it. Or I'm going to drive there and they don't have it. No. I drive there, and the sign is back up. Monster Angus Stick Burger.
And there's someone in the window who's just like, Eric, it's here.
And I drive up, and I knew everything was right, because as I pulled up to that window...
What did they ask you?
Hello, welcome to Carl's Jr. Would you like to try the Monster Angus Stick Burger? And I said, yes, I would.
Was there a brief moment where they said, hello, welcome to Carl's Jr.? There was like a pause that was a little bit longer than it should have been. And you were like, say those words and I'm yours.
Say it. And then she said it, and I was like, this is it.
She's the one.
And I bought it, and it was amazing, and I've had it 3 days in a row.
Oh my god, I love it.
And I don't regret it. It's delicious. And
I'm not hungry at all, but part of me is like, should I try to be hungry so I can grab it on the way home?
It's just really good. It's just perfect because there's nothing extra on it. It's just meat and cheese and bacon on a brioche bun, and it's just good like quality of all of those things. So you just taste those. You don't have to taste like fucking mayonnaise and pickles.
So it basically
and
comes
lettuce.
plain?
Yes, it's perfect as it is.
They don't put ketchup on it?
No.
They made a burger for me?
It's a delicious fucking burger that is just.
I would personally get no bacon just because like I'm very hit or miss with bacon.
That's fine. I will also say I often don't like bacon on like especially like a fast food burger because it's usually like
the bacon that's been sitting in the tray.
Yeah. And every time I have gotten it, that bacon was cooked perfectly.
Like you see them slaughtering the pig in the back.
I watched them do it.
Yeah.
I paid extra for that.
But you got to hold the knife.
I held the pig.
They said I got to wear the pig suit.
No, oh my god. No, but it's amazing. And I'm so happy that it's back. And I know it's going to go away before too long. It came back on October 28th.
And it'll be gone by Thanksgiving.
So, like, time is tight.
You got to get... So,
I'm just enjoying
the BCB, it's the exact same thing. And I know we're sidetracking again, but we knew this would happen. Real quick, the BCB is the Beefy Crunch Burrito from Taco Bell, where it had the flaming hot Fritos in it with, like, nacho cheese sauce, rice, cheese, and then nacho cheese. Mm-hmm. And it was fucking amazing. And they bring it back very rarely. And when they do, I lose my goddamn mind. I order 3 of them, and I eat them. And then I do that, like, Brandon and I will eat 3 of them in a row, and then eat that every day for as long as they have it almost. Because they're, like, $2. Like, it's nuts. And so, it finally went away. And Brian, our friend Brian, who was up at NAU at the time, we were all hanging out because we're at his parents' house or whatever, and we were going to go to... He was living up in Flagstaff, and so we decided in the middle of the night to like hang out. And we were like, "Fuck, we can go get BCBs," but they just stopped all the BCBs. We were like, "Oh fuck!" It's like, well, hey, why don't we go to Brian's house and we'll just make BCBs ourselves?
Yeah,
and like we'll go like hiking or something. So we pull this all-nighter adventure, driving up to Flagstaff in like the dead of winter. Which in Arizona is not an issue until you get past Sedona,
right?
Where Sedona gets snow, like, and now like in Flagstaff gets snow. It
definitely gets snow.
Yeah, it's like Colorado. Like we get snow in Arizona, and so I remember at one point we like stopped on the side of the road because we needed to pee, and like because like I said we were like it was super fucking late. It was like midnight, 1 a.m. And we did the dumbest thing we've ever done, which I was like, dude, there's nobody out here. We haven't seen anybody in 20 minutes. I'm like, I want to lay down on the street, like I laid down in the middle of like the stripes. Brandon did too, instead of Brian, because it's like you never get the opportunity to. And it was it was an area where like if a car were to come, we would see it way
in time. Yeah,
but the little bit of thrill was pretty great. Brian also told me stories about skinwalkers that can run as fast as cars, so that also terrified me at the same time. But there was one point where we saw like. We were like driving and it's so dark and like snowing that like we can barely see that far ahead of us, and all of a sudden 300 deer just are like running across. We had to like stop and just like let them all go, and like we look up to the left and there's like a small like hill thing, and there's the biggest fucking elk I've ever seen. Or elk as in male deer. I don't think that's the correct terminology, but like a big fucking male deer with big ass horns. Like this thing had to be 10 feet tall minimum, like before the horns. Like it may have just been like I don't remember it correctly, but like this thing seemed massive.
They're very big, and
like it looked like it had more than 2 eyes. It honestly looked demonic. May have been sleep deprivation.
King of the
I don't know. Exactly. It was terrifying. But the whole point about the BCBs is that we finally get like I think we like shopped where we lived, and then we went up to Flagstaff. And so we had all the ingredients to make it. We finally get to Brian's house, and it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. And his roommates are like about to go to bed from like partying all night. Like, we're here to make BCBs, boys. The 3 of us, we make 3 BCBs each. We eat them, and we go, all right, let's all just power nap, and we'll wake up at 7 and go hiking.
Oh my god!
I wake up 2.5 hours later at 7. that was the most refreshing sleep I've ever had. I have never woken up and felt more awake at that point.
Yeah.
But something funny happened. This shared unique experience, all of that mysticism and whatnot, all combined because we went hiking. It was a fun time. I slept, almost cut my ass open because it was all like wet and icy. We also went to a Denny's, and it was when like the Hobbit movie, one of the Hobbit movies had come out, and so there was a lot of promotional material for that that I remember. And you know, we end up Brandon and I head back home, and you know, nothing too crazy. And then like it's the next day, and I'm like, you know, I haven't had to poop. This is kind of weird. But I don't think anything of it. I'm like, you know, sometimes you just like...
You're traveling.
I'm like, maybe I just haven't eaten a lot. And like, that thought was fine until I thought about it. I'm like, no, I definitely have eaten food. Like, I'm eating right now. Like,
right.
And normally, especially in like, even if I were to like go get Taco Bell or something, like that's going to get everything going. It's going to like say, hey, clear the pipes, more shit's coming.
Right.
Nothing. So from that day, 3 days have passed, and I have not pooped. And it is
this from the person who poops 4 times a day now.
Correct. Yes, I've pumped those numbers up.
You're making up for last time.
You know, every poop you don't flush. You miss 100% of the poops
you don't flush.
That's not Michael Scott, Steve. We fucking. I was at something. I was at a restaurant with my family, and it hits, and I go, "Oh no!" Because before I realized I needed to poop,
right,
I start sweating. My mom's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "It's just really hot." And then all of a sudden, my stomach goes like loud enough the table hears it, and I'm like, "There is a cannonball in my stomach,
trying to escape."
And so I'm on the toilet now, having a nightmare of a time, and I text Brandon and I go, "Hey man, have you pooped since we went to Flagstaff?" And he goes, "Holy shit, I haven't, but I'm literally pooping right now, and I feel like I'm giving birth." And I'm like, "No fucking way." So then we start another group text with Brian, and I go, "Brian, I gotta know, are you pooping right now?" And he's like, "Wait, what?" I'm like, "Are you pooping right now?" And Brandon's like, "Yeah, are you pooping?" And he's like, "I am." And we're like, "Was it the first time since we saw you?" He's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "I think we all got fucking constipated from those homemade BCBs somehow." And we all then
on the same time
had a synchronized, like, the King of the Forest said, "Your punishment for laying on the street, which is dangerous, has been redeemed. You may now poop."
Oh my God.
But it was just like hysterical, because you can call Brandon, he'll tell you, like, it was like, it's the only time I've ever
heard the story. Yeah.
Like, it's just crazy to me that like we got constipated from this thing, and then we're all constipated for the same amount of time, and our poops were all like within 5 minutes of each other. It was beautiful. Honestly, God works in mysterious ways. All right, let's pull into the quick wit.
Yeah, an hour in.
Fuck, God damn it, we're late too. We're normally start earlier.
I know.
But then you started talking about the burger, and
I couldn't help it. I
had
to tell him about
fuck
the
burger. Podcast.
Yeah, man. Fuck the podcast.
Fuck those questions, man. You got. Oh, did you see that our Halloween episode hit 4K?
I did not.
Cotton 4K.
That's cool though.
Yeah, but thank you guys so much. I love. No, the last week's video only got 1.6, but
You got 1 week to pump up those rookie numbers.
We canceled the show. We just can't afford to do it anymore. You know. Me driving to your house and us talking.
There's a sunk cost there. Dear advice girl.
Yes. Oh, wait.
Oh.
Question time. When is it? This is the part of the show where
we answer questions that you guys ask.
Yeah, so if you want your question to be in a quick wit, I can't guarantee which one it'll be in. You can just put a comment down below. And if you have something you'd also like to say, you could always leave that as a separate comment to boost engagement. You don't have to.
Perhaps. An option.
I'm not asking. You know, I couldn't help but notice. Can we put up a quick infographic of, you know, this many people are actually subscribed even though we get these views? Like they put on the meme videos, like, look, unusual videos. I don't give a shit.
I hate that shit when they do that. I'm like, oh my God.
I feel like that's like a management company pushing that sort of thing, though.
I mean,
for some people.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Where it's like, hey, you got to show the Z analytics and try to get your numbers up. And I'm like, dude, I'm already subscribed or I'm not subscribed. Like, make better content. Don't go live. Or,
Schrodinger subscription. Dear Advice Girl asks.
Is that me? Oh.
Asks, if you could write a dating profile for each other, what would you write to help the other guy advertise his best qualities?
I would say that
this question has Steph energy.
Yeah,
but it's not from Steph.
This is some shit finger energy.
Dear Advice Girl.
I keep thinking, I can't believe she did like the little kid voice too. Like, yeah, stop that shit fingers, and I'm like, I never thought of shit fingers as an insult, but like, it's good.
I loved the voice of the guy who sucks the piss out of the carpet, and will suck the piss out of your carpet. No, we won't. Oh, shit. Oh. It was good.
Shit. So good. Oh, gold.
Dating profile.
I would say if you're looking for someone who's low maintenance, that you would only have to talk to sometimes.
Quite frankly, you're only allowed to talk to sometimes.
I guess that's not right, because I'm like, but that's what you would like. That's what would work best with your personality and like what you got going on.
Right.
Versus like that doesn't really like help like advertise. Hey, I'm not that available. If you're into that, don't hit me up, but bump into me somewhere. I would say that you are a fun, handsome guy who's just here for a fun time, not a long time. I don't know. Like, this is hard.
I know. I don't know what I would say for you, because I'm like, the things that I think are good about you, you couldn't say about yourself without sounding like an asshole.
Yeah, or
like,
without context.
Right. Like, I think you have a great sense of humor, but if I was to read a dating profile where someone was like, I've got a great sense of humor, I'd be like, no, you don't.
That's what someone who doesn't have a good sense of humor is. Because if you had a good one, you would have made it a joke.
Right.
But also, like, I hate dating profiles. I'm not making this a joke.
Right. I mean, like, it's just, there is no good dating profile.
How much money do you make?
Enough. Oh, my God.
You don't have to talk
We don't have time to get into that.
That was the only reason I wanted to say that. And that was years ago too.
It was.
I think about that.
Yeah.
That lives rent free in my head. And I should be charging for it. That's really hard. I'm really sorry. And even though we've had like 2 weeks, 3 weeks to answer this, I'm like, I mean, I just think that you're like a very nice, sweet, compassionate person who also like you're kind of a spoiler in that sense. But like, you're a good gift giver, but I'm also like, I also know you, and I'm like, they don't know the
truth. They can't handle this.
If you want to date Eric, you got to play Squid Game. We're like,
what?
Well, it's like Squid Game. We're like, the rules seem pretty easy, but if you fuck up, you get shot in the head. Like, I don't know.
Oh my God.
I'm not saying you kill people. I'm just saying like
they already think I bury people under the gazebo.
Well,
you can't give them thoughts.
Well, no. You know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean, but
I'm like, they don't realize that like you're a fickle bitch, and that like,
well,
don't push too hard or you'll poop.
Don't tell me I'll like something.
Yeah.
Don't do that, because then
watch this. You're gonna love my
out of spite, I won't like it, even when I should. I can't help it.
You have the biggest mata in all the Nui. Does that work?
No, but I liked it.
Bonkle.
I have lots of bonkles.
Yeah. That doesn't answer your question, but I'm sorry. That's the best you're gonna get from us. We got a lot.
He's got a great sense of humor, and I like him a lot.
Thanks.
Put that in your dating profile.
Now kiss.
Just fuck me again.
We go up close, and then it just cuts
just out of the frame.
You can get the Patreon exclusive scene where we remove the black bar.
What's happening?
Although there's not a black bar.
It's
actually
the
two bigger cameras that we cut off by using the sides of the canvas.
Okay. Their second question was, what's made you successful professionally? My work ethic. I throw myself at a job and I get the shit done, I would say. And I've cultivated a reputation for that. People know I can do things.
I pride myself on being able to, I actually like doing what could be argued as like grunt work, like stuff that people don't want to do. I enjoy that. I find like the job that we used to do, I fucking loved that because I could see the number go down.
Yeah.
And people say I'm zeroed out, and I'm like, no, you're not. Are you actually? You
And
zeroed
you
out
just
one
marked him
thing.
as red.
Yeah. Amy. Or
That
see,
part.
if you're smart, you go and you put them in Beaver Street fisheries, and then you pull them out after the metrics.
Next morning.
I did that one time, and I felt like a liar. But it wasn't my fault. I had to train Carl.
3 deviled eggs.
Can you tell me why we have people with Qs over 100, and Clint's here on my lunch break doing my pay?
You were behind.
I can't believe
you fell a little behind.
I'm gonna be honest. I threw a BF. I threw a fucking bitch fit that our lead, like, out of everybody, decided that he needed to help me clear out my emails. That I have timed myself. I was able to do like 80 in an hour. I mean, granted, none of them were like systems, but like, still, that's the point. Like,
yeah.
I'm like I didn't need you to do that during my lunch. When there's other people who, then there's Amy who's literally drowning and like got in the 3rd car accident this month on her way to work. I'm still pissed that the hacky sack or the cornhole competition got canceled.
Oh yeah,
because we were gonna do that and we were gonna because she said that. Well, no, we weren't able to go. It got canceled, but she wanted us to go because there was that professional group that wasn't even part of her church. That was just like,
it showed up.
They always show up to cornhole tournaments at churches and stuff because if there's $50, that's $50.
Yeah,
which I gotta say, that's kind of
respect the hustle.
I think he douches, but at the same time, I'm like,
it's $50.
Hone your craft.
How else will they learn if not about practice?
Mm-hmm. It's the edge of mastery, or whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I began cooking for my family at a very young age.
Lena Audio asks.
Oh, I know Lena. She's Australian. She's not. For
Eric, what happened to the person who went on a rant after they left the Zoom meeting? Did they ever suffer any consequences for what they said? Truth be told, I don't know what happened to that person. They're not in my department or anything, so I have not had a meeting with them since.
But at least in the meeting, did it just kind of was quiet and then just moved on?
Yeah, we all just pretended it didn't happen. There was just silence. They realized what was happening. They muted themselves and then just left the call. And then without any recognition of what happened, the person leading the meeting was just kind of like, okay, topic 2, and just like very professionally just went into the next thing. And so like, I don't know what happened.
I'm going to be honest though. I don't think he did anything wrong. I think it sucks that he had a hot mic, but I don't think what he said was false.
I mean, the true hot take is like everything he was saying was right. It was a bullshit.
It was a Galatians 4:16.
It was some absolute fucking bullshit, and we were behind and it was their fault, and it was stupid. Mm-hmm. So like, he was right, but I don't know if he should have said it.
At least not said it on a voice call.
Publicly, on a call like that. So I don't.
Where the people whose fault it is can hear, and they're the ones in charge.
Yeah. Second question for both: do you clean your own apartment / house, or does someone do it for you? I do it myself.
No, I clean. Yeah.
I do not hire people.
I don't got Mary Maid money.
I don't hire people for shit. I hate people.
Yeah, no.
I don't want to deal with people.
No, I mean, we've always just cleaned our own.
Yeah.
I've been having a lot of 2018 memories.
Yeah.
December 2018 when I moved in with you and Taylor and Brandon, and I was on the cot.
Yes.
Because like I've been listening to KDA lately.
Okay.
That song that I listened to 3,000 times. And then like I was starting to get really into magic again, and I was like going and hanging out with like Lauren all the time.
Yeah.
And like I've just been kind of like living in that month, right? Like the past like 2 days, and I'm not gonna lie, feels pretty great. It's like a good. I'm like, yeah, these were all good vibes. I'm like, I remember playing Inquisition.
Yes.
And then it'd get late, and then I hear the applause, and I'm like, I hate this.
Yeah. That was a pretty good period. I fucking loved Inquisition. I still do.
Yeah.
Mimble asks, what's something that someone said to you that genuinely hurt your feelings or didn't sit right with you and still bothers you to this day?
When I said that I'd be live at 6:30, and at 6:31 I get an in Discord with Judge Judy doing this, and it was from Mims. That's something that hurt my feelings. To be clear, Mimble. But so when I first read this, my immediate thought was like, I've forgiven for the thing that you didn't say, but it's the one thing that I thought I heard, like the way that I interpreted Drunk Rick saying, "What would you say? Like you're the best at."
I
that
never
haunted
said
me
that.
for years. And I understand that you
Your
didn't say it.
version of it haunted you.
It's
for
too
years.
late. I've already spiraled.
I didn't say that. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think of one that's not like, too morbid or sad. Something channel related that's kind of surface level, but like it did get me back in the day because it was towards the beginning of the channel and I was just kind of starting out. I was very lucky to receive almost exclusively nice comments in the start. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and which I was very grateful for. It was very affirming and felt good and everything. And the comments that I did get that were more critical, they were things that I would agree with. That like I could understand where there was. Like they'd be like, oh, like there's this audio quality isn't great or whatever. There's like humming in the background, or like this line sounded kind of weird. I'm like, yeah, like I can see where you're coming from. Like, yeah, I get it. I got a comment that was after I had released like 2 audios back to back that were not particularly nice to the listener. It was the one where like David, the werewolf character, he gets like jealous, and because of a miscommunication, he fears that his partner has cheated on him. And he confronts them about that, and it ends conciliatory and like good and fine. And then there was another episode after that I can't remember what it was. It was another one where it's like the character's kind of a douchebag at first. Oh, it was the first Gavin video where like he's kind of an asshole. And so I got a comment on it, on like that video, that was like, wow, is everything on this channel just like people being mean to the listener? Like, why would anyone want to listen to this? And I'm like, but they're not all mean. I'm like, even at that point I was like, I have like 40 audios, and like you listen to 2 of them that say things like confronted by your jealous boyfriend and like something about like an arrogant incubus, and then you're like upset when the character was kind of mean.
Don't open, dead bird inside. I don't know what I expected.
It was very that.
That's what it said on the box, yeah.
And so like that one just like annoyed me to the point where I almost responded. I'm like, I'm not gonna respond. There's no point in responding to this. But I wanted to be like, there's literally 38 other ones where they're really nice to the listener. And like, this is a complete recency bias where you watched 2 of my videos where they were mean, and so you went, all of his content is mean. I'm like, if you're gonna criticize me, there's very valid places to criticize me. This is just incorrect. And it made me mad because I was like, he's wrong, and I can't like correct him without looking petty. So that upset me.
I mean, I have like 2 like for realsies that like one is like a thing that happened to me, and one is channel related. Your channel specifically. No. The like channel one was, I'm sure you remember this. Like, I was so excited when we first started doing the podcast, and we were like figuring it like a lot of stuff out. Which, although I will say, I'm still very proud of our first couple of episodes too. Yeah. And then once we started like recording it, and the fact that like we've gotten it more streamlined and efficient and better quality and everything, it's, every episode seems to get better. There was that one comment where it was like basically like Odie talks too much and doesn't let Eric say anything. Yeah. And I'm like, I kept bringing it up like for 2 weeks to you whenever we talk, because I'm like, to the point where you finally were like, Steve, you're fine. Like, shut up. Like, shut up. You talk too much.
This is you talking.
Like, I do talk more. I will admit that's fair. It's a fair criticism. I don't like it, but it's a fair criticism, I guess. But also, like, this is how a lot of our conversations go. It's just, sometimes it just depends like on the day, and a lot of it too, like you've even said to me like privately, it's like, I got fucking nothing to do, and it's like, well, cool, then I'll just start running. Right. And you tag in when you want. I don't give a shit.
Conversations don't have to, first of all,
it shouldn't be equal.
Conversations don't have to be 50-50 for them to be good.
No.
Or enjoyable for both parties. Let's just start there.
They're not all going to be winners.
No.
I'm like, especially when it starts going on long, like, I am very used to people. I can just see them starting to zone out, and I go, you know what, that's a good idea. And so while I'm talking, I'll start to zone out, and I'm like, we'll just, when I'm done, we can check back in with each other and go, damn, that's crazy.
And that's good, baby.
But the real one was when I was in freshman year of high school, and I was in the library after school, and Brendan was there. And I hadn't talked to Brendan since 6th grade, where we were enemies.
Yes.
Because he was in Sage, or Gate, or whatever it was out here. Sage. Gate was in California. I qualified for Gate in California, but because of when I moved here, like in 6th grade, like it didn't transfer over, and like I like was 1 point shy of like making it into Sage for whatever reason. And so Brendan like held that over me a bit. Like I was like, hey, do you need help like with your homework? He's like, no, you wouldn't know, because it's Brendan.
Yeah.
It's young Brendan, I should say. He's gotten better a little bit.
Also, this is not Brandon.
No,
our friend that we discuss often.
Another friend, Brendan, someone we know, mutual acquaintance. Actually, you were more friends with him than I ever was.
Much later.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like I did go like because we were like good friends and like, you know, rivals, whatever. But like I went over to his house one time. You know this, don't you?
I know this story, but I also just love the idea of conceptualizing a friendship as we were rivals. But it's very anime show. It is, from what little I know of them. But at the it was
same
true.
Time, like, I mean, it's the. What did you get that one wrong?
Oh, I know.
Did you? I could tutor you if you want. I'm over here getting a -1 on the AP test, but I can help you with this one thing that clearly
one question that you guessed on.
Have you ever failed upward? Because that's your boy. No, but I went over to his house, and I will admit I was a bit annoying. I was doing a bit where like we were like having fun playing whatever, and then like at one point I was like just repeating everything he said to him because like I was 12,
right?
And like I couldn't tell you why I did it,
right? And
apparently I found out later, freshman year in the library after school. He told me, yeah, no, after that time, because I'm like, I think the last time we ever hung out was when I went over to your house. He goes, yeah, after that, me and my parents decided that like you were never allowed over at our house ever again. And he said that with a straight face and then walked away.
Yeah.
And I just sat there in the library for like 3 hours because I had to wait for shit anyway. I was just like, I didn't need this. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. And then I like felt the need to like, I need to try to be friends with Brendan again. I'm like, oh, fuck that guy.
Right.
Almost as bad as Brian, the other Brian. This one was not as cool. This is the one who would say, who would call me the F slur because I was wearing Melissa's spirit jacket. He's now very gay.
Yeah, he was a piece of work.
Checkmate. Most punchable face.
Truly.
I've never seen someone with a punchable face, but it's Brian.
He really did have one.
I don't know of anyone from our high school that wouldn't want to punch him. Even Miss Sheehan.
Yeah. Eli Nam asks, imagine this scene. You're in a club and in a stripper outfit. It's karaoke night and you're on stage. What song do you sing? Pour Some Sugar on Me by Def Leppard. If I'm dressed up as a stripper, I'm gonna go all the way.
I can't. If we have that, I mean, I'm sure Tyler would totally consent to like that clip.
That clip? Oh my god.
She straight up broke a fucking nail.
Snapped that fucking acrylic and then just tore it off.
I'm such a good at Gloomy Sunday by Billie Holiday. Okay. Just get real fucking sad hours.
Question. Slow sad. Question 2. Would you rather wear 6-inch neon pink acrylic nails for 24 hours or be stuck in a room full of crazy fans for your channel for 24 hours? I will wear the acrylics. Because then you just take them off after 24 hours.
Yeah, I mean the acrylics wouldn't affect me, but like
I would hate it, but it's then it's done.
My active fan base, there's not that many of you guys, so that wouldn't be terrible. But I also don't know if y'all would want to hang out for that long. Like that's a long time.
24 hours.
I'm like, can we nap?
Can we get Monster
now? Would I hang out specifically with Meta for 24 hours? Absolutely. Well, currently, right now, I am Rocket Admin Meta Girl because she gets being confused for meat.
Right.
And so the meat baby,
I hate that.
With her face photoshopped on it, is now my profile picture.
Yeah.
I am Meta Girl. I love you, Meta. You're not my favorite. Sal's my favorite. Wooby is second, and Meta is ranked.
Damn. But Meta was the original.
That's why she has the piss color.
Respect on it.
The original motherfucker, the one that came up with the name. I was watching this guy added me on League, and he who's a friend of this other person I met who just wanted me to add after playing a good game, and she's very sweet. Like talks about like her and her wife and whatever. I don't know, like works. Like surprisingly, like talking on voice in League, I didn't know that was a thing, but like whatever. Her friend who has a similar name, like style. I was like, oh okay. And I saw that like he had a Twitch link in his like little status, and I was like, oh, go check out his Twitch. It's one he didn't have any viewers, which is fine. I get it, but like he straight up like made some comments. About people and races.
Oh.
And full on took a bong rip on stream. And I'm like, you didn't even go to the bathroom to read your book?
Right.
You just
cracked that novel open right there at the desk.
You said, I need a short story now. And just Beyblade, let it rip. I was like, oh. And so like I followed and I hit ! Lurk, just like, or I said it just so that like, cause it's the same username and everything. And like, he didn't even register. I'm like, you don't even have fucking chat open. Why are you fucking streaming this? And then I unfollowed and I'm like, good.
Follow for unfollow.
And even though we're still friends, I'm like, I don't want to be friends with you.
Yeah.
I don't want to be friends with anyone on my friends list except Sal. Sal's cool.
You can change that. It's a setting.
I just ignore invites. They go, hey, you want to play? And I just click the X on the invite and then go, Sal, what are you doing?
Yeah.
We gotta cut this.
We gotta pick up this pace.
All right, answers only, no stories. Let's go.
Asian asks, if you had to curse someone with a minor inconvenience, what would it be, and who would be the recipient of the curse? The elastic in their socks would forever be too loose, so the sock kept sliding down under their foot.
Oh, that's a good one. Who would you give it to?
Brian.
We don't want to know what I would give to Brian? Is that he always has change in his pocket, but it's always just shy of being exact change, but he doesn't know that until he pulls it out to like count. He's like, oh, I got exact change. Never does.
That's fair. Question 2. What one practice, in both of your opinions, should be normalized? For example, I think the practice of openly admitting that you have no idea how to comfort someone and asking if there are alternative ways to support them should be normalized. First of all, I agree with that. Mm-hmm. That's great. I think like walking around talking to yourself, that should be normal. Cool. That's not weird. Mm-hmm. People think it's weird. It's not weird.
2 things. 1, headphones while I'm in the grocery store, or earbuds.
Dangerous.
You can't hear me. I have my AirPods in. Dangerous. Stop. That's a story. 2, I think that it should be normalized. It's a very successful technique, and it's slowly getting normalized. So maybe it's kind of like a cheat answer. But it's when someone's upset. I used this. I use it a lot, which is when someone's kind of like, or for a better example, like Tyler would be complaining about something that happened at work or whatever, and I would go, okay, I'm like, are you just? I would be like, hey, are we kind of in like a just wanting to rant mode, or are we trying to be like in a problem solving mode?
Right. Because
a lot of times there can be a disconnect there where like you get like I see it a lot, like girls will complain about like guys, they're always trying to like fix everything, and I just want you to listen. It's like like that sort of thing.
You need to be clear about that.
Like, hey, do we need to hate this bitch right now? Which we don't actually hate this bitch, but you know what? Yeah, fuck this bitch.
Yeah,
she shouldn't have cut you off. Those were your hours, and she took them because she was a greedy little bitch, or what? You know, like that sort of thing. Like, okay, let's stress release by being on your side, because like I devil's advocate real hard, just because that's like my mom's always like taught me to be like,
she's the devil. I'm just kidding.
Homie. I'm not Marge Simpson. But like, you know, you have like the two sides. You try to see everything. It's like, well, hey, like I understand this person did something shitty. Is it possible that they did something else? It's like sometimes like I just want to go off.
Yeah.
Like Arizona. I just want to go off and just like bitch about it. And like I don't want a solution. I think that communicating that, or like being allowed to ask that without getting rebuttal, which you then, if you're the person who wants to complain, you should express.
You should preface
what you want
with that,
because once you break it down like that, you can kind of realize that like, oh, I just need to like blow off the steam.
Yeah.
Versus like ruminating on this.
Right. There are times when you want help in terms of like, I want solutions, I want possible options and everything, and there's times when you just want to.
Hey, can you give me perspective? Versus, hey, you want to dogpile this bitch?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah. I'm always ready.
Okay. Yeah. Holly B asks, what is your favorite fruit and vegetable? We know you both run on cheese at Sour Patch Kids, kettle corn, and Skittles, but what about actual produce? My favorite fruit is the apple.
I like cantaloupe.
My favorite vegetable is potatoes.
I like broccoli.
But also cauliflower.
I really like broccoli. I loved his fight with Gaara during the training arc. It was really good because when broccoli takes off his weights.
This is the story.
It's sick as fuck. That's all I'm gonna say. It's the coolest fight ever.
Steph asks, what's the most disappointing reward you've ever received? Once I saved a Starbucks cake pop for when I felt I truly earned it. I have an unhealthy relationship with work, and when I finally took a bite out of it, there was mold inside. Oh my god, that's awful.
I was at it was some event when I was younger, and we did the 50-50 raffle sort of a thing, but one of the prizes was an iPod Shuffle, and I didn't have an iPod at this point. This wasn't the Christmas where I got one,
right?
And Jerry bought us tickets, and he said, "Hey, here's your ticket. So if you win, you can keep it." I'm like, "Cool." There was a few different prizes that you could get drawn for. The one ticket that I had, my one little ticket, because he bought 10 of them or whatever, won the iPod Shuffle. And I was like, oh my god, I have an iPod Shuffle. This is the coolest thing ever. Oh my god. It has it's got a gigabyte. Or 512 megabytes. I can put 500 songs on there. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And I go, hey, so he goes, because you had to be 18. He was just doing it, you give it to your kids so they can feel good, but then you should give it to your kid if he wins.
Right.
Jerry said, no. I was like, so can I have it? Can I use it? And he's like, no, we're gonna sell it because that's an easy $100. And he sold it for $100.
Yeah. The thing that came to mind, which is more so that I didn't get the reward, is when I was working at Fry's and I was a bagger. Mm-hmm. I was out in the parking lot pushing carts and everything, and in a cart I found a lottery ticket that had not been scratched, and a coworker of mine, one of the cashiers who was over 18, mm-hmm. She was nearby. She was smoking, leaning up against her car, and so I was just I knew her fairly well, so I went over there and was like, "Oh my god, look! I found a lottery ticket," and she was like, "Oh, let's
a scratchy lottery."
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, let's scratch it." She's like, "Let's scratch it together. If we win something, I'll go cash it for you because
we'll split it or whatever."
Yeah, and she's like, "We'll split it," because I wasn't 18, so technically I couldn't cash it. So I was like, "Yeah, okay." So we scratched the lottery ticket, and it wins $20. And I was like, "Oh shit, $10 each." And she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "I'll go cash it." She's like, "I'll cash it at the end of my shift, and then I'll give you the $10." I was like, "Okay, cool." That was her last day, and she cashed out my lottery ticket, and she left.
You sucker.
And I never saw her again, and I didn't get those $10.
I cry every Tim.
Every Tim. And that was the older sister of someone that that Brandon wanted to know.
Oh, you talking about Holly Jolly Christmas?
No. I don't know how to explain this to you without saying it, so I'll tell you after.
Okay, could you just text me the name? And I'll hide my watch from view. Because I need to know who this is.
Okay, second question. You can answer while I do
Perfect.
This. Since American Thanksgiving is coming up, what are some things you're thankful for as a result of the hype?
I'm thankful for everybody who comes and watches. You. I'm thankful for you. Thank you so much for watching and for liking, commenting, subscribing, plugging to your parents, all that good stuff. I mean, honestly, regardless of if this actually the fact that it's gotten as big as it has already is really fucking cool. I didn't think we'd hit 500.
Yeah.
I was totally fine with this just being this weird little side project that no one really gave a shit about. But it was fun for us to do because we said it, we're doing it.
Yeah, I'm sure I spelled every part of that wrong.
Oh, fuck yes, dude. Oh, and also that completely fucking tracks, dude. Fuck her, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh man. Oh jeez. God damn it. Oh.
What are some things I'm thankful for?
See, but the younger sister was far prettier. And she told me, by the way, I had the biggest crush on you, and I'm like, but I have girlfriend now. And she goes, I know.
That's why she told you.
I'm like, but she was taller than me.
Yeah.
it's always been people that are taller than me, man.
Yeah.
And then I dated Ari, who was like 2 inches shorter than me. Yeah.
I'm thankful for. I just think it's crazy that it's like all of these things that we talk about and everything. These are conversations we would have anyway.
Yeah, or it's stuff that like we every year we like remember some of this stuff, and it's like
right. These are things that like it's crazy to me to see that people get so much enjoyment out of us just shooting the shit like we would whether there was a camera or not. So that's really cool to get to see that. So I'm thankful for that.
I would actually say the only thing is that it's the amount of reins that we're holding back are very small, but there's a firm grip on it.
Yeah,
because I'm like, we definitely have taken stuff to like, you know, the gross extreme that you do with your friends, but that like you probably shouldn't record it so that someone could go take that out of context, and God forbid with context it doesn't make it better.
Netherworld Denny's asks, please tell the class about your most cursed late night eating establishment experience.
We have.
Yeah.
That was the guy at Jack in the Box when we tried to get it, and all we wanted was the food real quick, and they had like shit in the drive-thru, so you couldn't go.
Couldn't go through the drive-thru. They parked a car in front of it,
and he said, oh, "We're waiting for our food," and he starts telling us about his ex-wife stole everything and the bike,
and then the poor girl behind, like back in the kitchen, who's actually like the only other person in the place who's cooking everything. Then midway through his story, puts the bag like up on the countertop toward us, and then like he grabs it, like holds it like as though he would then like pass it to us, but his story's not done, so he just holds it and proceeds to continue to tell his story.
And I just hit him with that. That'll do it.
That'll do it.
You know, it's funny you say that. My ex-wife actually just left me, and I guess we're twinsies.
Oh my god.
I think that's a good title.
What? Guess we're twinsies?
I guess we're twinsies.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because like it's fucked.
Oh my god. Okay. We're right there. This is the last one from the last episode.
Oh, thank God.
Jen,
and now we can finally start the real one. An hour and a half in.
Right, Jen never says die.
Art
asks.
She does a lot of art. It's really good. You can check it out on my Discord.
Yes. Here are some horrible questions.
She's also the one that made the Never Forget logo, by the way.
Very cool. If extra lives were a thing in the real world, how would you get them? By jumping on the heads of those weaker than you.
I was going to say, by taking others. But that makes sense.
Truly. If your sheets had to be made of deli meats, what meat would you want them made of? That's an interesting question. I think I would go with turkey. Because like it doesn't have like, you know, like if you did like other things, like you might get like a rash or something because there's like spices and stuff. Turkey is so bland.
No, but that's just it. But it's got like the preservatives that are even just in like a base, like oven roasted turkey. Because God forbid you took just like a base turkey. No, I know that, but that stuff, because I'm trying to think now, like in the deli, I'm like, what was the least bad on my hands? And I'm like, it wouldn't be turkey fucking pastrami, I'll tell you that. It's the messiest shit in the world. But it could be a big thick slice of like some chicken breast.
Fair.
That's a solid. If you cut a little bit thicker, like a two. Like a two is a thick little thing. Some people would want like their meat cut like a little steak.
Yeah.
As like put it as thick as you want it. And I'm like, I try to make it as big as I can. They're like, that's not thick enough. And I'm like, I physically
can't go any bigger.
I'm not taking a knife to this fucking thing.
Right.
Like buy the chub. There you go. I wouldn't actually.
That's true. If the option exists, I would not. Okay. Hold on.
Who the fuck is messaging me on Discord? Oh, it's Kenny.
Lady Callie Marie asks, what's a song, movie, or show you love that didn't age well? I recently went back and watched a movie that, like, okay, you all know I love Clue. It's my favorite movie. When I was growing up, one of the other movies that I was shown by my parents, it came up on TV, I don't remember what, that is vaguely like Clue, is a movie called Murder by Death. I loved that movie as a kid. I understood none of the jokes. You know those movies where it's like you're a kid and like you don't know what is going on, but you know you're supposed to laugh. Clearly, like the pacing, like it's a joke, so you laugh even though you don't get the joke. Did you ever do that? This was a movie like that. It's a similar like quick kind of thing to Clue. So like in my head it made sense. Clue holds up for the most part. It's, you know, pretty innocuous. It has some like racy jokes, but like nothing really like pushes it racy in terms of like sexy, not about race. And I only clarify that because I went back and watched Murder by Death. Oh my God, that movie, the amount of like racist-y things, transphobic-y things, homophobic-y things, and I'm like, oh, this is bad. This is real bad. Wow. And the sad part is like there is still like funny jokes mixed in there. And there are like quotes from that movie that like me and my family say like back and forth, not the bad ones, but just like because it's something that like we had watched and that stuck, because some of it like is really like funny and memorable. And then other parts of it I'm like, oh my God.
I can't think of anything in the moment necessarily. In terms of shows like the Pendragon books, as I've been rereading them, especially because it's for like a younger audience, like some of the references and stuff, I'm like, oh, okay, like Courtney wanted to kiss her dad, you know, like it's not bad, but I'm like, this is a little weird. Not really a good answer, but like it's sort of antithesis. A movie that does hold up in my opinion, and I'm ready to get canceled for it. No, like because I think it did it right, where it's like, especially like in comedy, people, you know, it's like, you know, you can't make racist jokes. Well, no, you can, as long as it's funny. And I know that doesn't sound great, but like you kind of get what I'm saying. Like it's very hard to do. I will fully admit that. But like Blazing Saddles is still fucking hysterical.
It is hysterical. Yeah.
And I'm sorry. Granted, I'm like, I'm not gonna quote the movie.
No,
but I've seen it. I've seen it at least once. But like, it was really funny, and I've seen clips of it when people are like, "This still holds up, right?" And it's like, yeah, kind of like Airplane, where it's like it's self-aware. Like the joke isn't, you know, oh, it's like
it
this.
Doesn't yet.
It like fully addresses it as the joke,
right?
Which is, you know, you can't help them. They're all, you know, all these people, you know, morons. And I'm like, this is true. This speaks the true. But in terms of like actual show, though, I'm thinking about it. Let me get a large lamp. Doesn't hold up well. It just doesn't age well. Fuck. I'll have to come back to it.
Okay. AI Love 95.
Clock Stoppers sucks now. Okay. I thought it was the shit as a kid. It ain't that great.
Unfamiliar. I don't know.
Nickelodeon.
AI Love 95 asks, someone is making a movie about you. Which actor would you want to play you?
Jason Bateman.
Okay.
Actually, I think Jason Sudeikis could do it better, like more in line.
Yeah.
I'm not as hot as he is, though. Yeah. I could never score Olivia Munn. Oh, wait, no, they got divorced, and now John Mulaney's being her. I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh.
I'm not up to date. Jim Gaffigan.
I wouldn't hate that, honestly.
That'd be good.
I wouldn't hate that.
I would love to see Jim Gaffigan get in a little, like, studio and go, and I'm just going to kiss
it. I would love that, actually.
I'll give you a little raspberry. Call that a raspberry pie. My kids have one of those.
Oh my God.
I'm about to put it in there like a little hot pocket.
Hot pocket. I love Jim Gaffigan. Okay, bonus question. Who would play the Arizona Goes Off couple?
Tom Cruise.
No, I need youth. But like
Timothy Chalamet.
Yes. He's perfect. And then
Haley Steinfeld.
No. Oh my God, what's her name? Not Dakota Fanning. Is it Elle Fanning?
Ella Fanning.
I think it's Elle Fanning. Her younger sister. I can
what is
see
the lore?
it. Just like because she has that like happy-go-lucky face.
Elle Fanning, yeah.
Yes, her. She has that like you know, like she looks like she would go like Arizona Goes Off. So yeah, Timothy Chalamet and Elle Fanning.
I will be clear though. Timothy Chalamet is so fucking cute.
Well, yeah.
I hate it. Ever since I discovered who he is, because I've heard the name and I didn't know who he was, but then I saw the Tiny Horse clip from SNL. Have you seen it? It's one of their like. It was just one of the skits they did, but it's like a song about his tiny horse. And I'm like, I'm in love with this boy.
I watched an interview with it was
why his face look like that? Who made it?
It was I was watching this interview where it was one of those ones where it's like actors interviewing actors, which again, I don't consume media, so I don't know how this guy recommended to me. No, I do know how it got recommended to me. It was because of the jokes people would make about the Nicole Kidman and Amy Adams. Nicole Kidman and Amy Adams did one, and people love to take the quotes out of context, and it's very good. Somehow, as a result of that, I got linked to one between Timothée Chalamet and someone else. I can't remember who the other person was.
Ice Cube?
No, I can't remember who it was. And I just remember he was wearing boots that looked really fucking cool, and I was like, I want those. But I'm sure they cost more than my house.
He looks like a TikTok e-boy, but he's not.
Yeah.
He did have a YouTube channel. It's apparently been big news where he talked about like modding Xbox controllers. That was his first big break.
Okay.
He's in Dune. Dune is in theaters. Come check it. Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Dune, please call me. You need it.
Is it any good? I don't know.
I think Denny saw it. Denny said it was good.
Cool. Okay.
It's part 1.
Oh.
Like, there's going to be more. It's like to continue the story that was in this one.
It's a huge story, isn't it?
Sure.
Book?
Yeah.
Isn't it really big?
Isn't Vin Diesel, is he in it? No, Jason Momoa is.
Is he?
Yeah. He plays a dude in it.
Okay.
He's on muscles.
Sounds about right.
Timothée Chalamet is in there. And
without muscles.
Michi's in it.
Zendaya. And Oscar Isaacs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Star Wars.
And
Jacket Boy.
And Meta is Balloon Boy.
Meta is Balloon Boy.
I made that a sticker and I fucking love it.
Rebecca asks, you're being...
Rebecca.
Because you said Jenna... When
Another hit Broadway.
When I said, I believe this is in response to when they asked like who would I want on my talk show, and I said Jenna.
Mm-hmm.
If we were invited to the exclusive Jenna's Ratchet Salon, what service would we have done?
Oh, bikini wax.
Fuck my hair up. It grows back. Fuck it up.
Yeah.
Also, she had a way of like, just like
I don't know what it is, but yeah,
going at her hair. It's just like
it's
what she called all of her like bullshit she would do.
Yeah, it says on the box. I've seen Jenna. I know what it is.
Yeah,
without knowing it.
She would just like do ridiculous shit. Like I'm gonna give myself bangs and just like do it, and it always turned out looking okay. So I'm like, fuck me up, fam.
Yeah,
fuck me up.
Tell me what your spirit says. Yeah. Kenny says he has an Atheon CP.
Okay,
if we are interested. And then asking about our availability this weekend, but I'm not sure.
Cut the cameras dead ass.
Yeah. Well, we got to keep going. Okay.
I know. Rebecca also asks, you're being interrogated, and so far you've held strong. What song do they play on repeat that will break you? I know it's trite, but I genuinely and truly hate the song It's a Small World.
Yeah.
It is. I know, like, that's like an old like reference, like joke, but like truly, it's a horrible fucking song.
Yeah, I don't like it. No, I agree.
Yeah. Cactus Wactus asks, what inspired you two to start your online careers? Other creators. And then me being like, hey man, I could do that. And in some cases, I think I could do it better, quite frankly. And then I wanted to see if I could.
I mean, I started as a coping mechanism to deal with a very shitty time. A lot of loss.
Yes, in many forms.
In many forms. It was, I want to do something. I've always wanted to do it. And I finally just got the courage to get up to the top of the diving board and said, fuck it, I'm going to jump in. I don't care if I drown. Mm-hmm. You know, I at least lived knowing I jumped. So.
And who'd have thought that that dive would land you on the top of the tank?
Top of the fucking tank. There's a new level. There's the top of the cupboard.
Oh, okay.
As Sin sent me, or there's a photo on my Discord of Sin posted where the top of their like cabinets, there's like a little like cubby space thing. And Tupon decided she wanted to hang out in it. And then the cat started going up there. And I'm like, you're at the top of the cupboard. Top of the shelf, man.
Good.
Is that good?
Sorry, I was writing down the title so we don't forget.
Oh, thank you.
What's the hardest part about being a content creator?
Underestimating yourself and not being, not like shooting myself down before just like going for something and trying it. Because at the very least for like what I do with being more like a live unedited content as compared to yours, it's very much like I'll do a bit and like even while I'm doing the bit I'm like, this is weird. Some people might remember my Bert bit that I did where I was a boomer dad and I tucked in my jorts and I hiked him up and I talked about how my wife left me and my kid doesn't. It was weird, and I don't think it went over well, but like some people thought it was funny. I'm like, I thought it was hysterical.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you're not doing it, if you don't think it's good, then why are you doing it? Like, even it, like,
it's okay to stop a bit midway and say this isn't working.
I literally go, I do it all the time where I'm like, they're not all gonna be winners. I don't know. I said it and I'm like, honestly, I thought I'd figure it out by the time I finished the sentence, and I didn't.
And we didn't get there, and that's okay.
Yeah, I don't really know where it's going. It's like, yeah, everyone just goes, yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, for
I keep breathing.
For me, it's
I'm like meta.
Time management. Honestly, just because like there's a lot going on.
And there's some weeks where we're friends. We're very friends. And then there's weeks where I go, I need to see you.
Yeah.
I need you. Let me lick your stamps.
Of course. Yeah, it gets rough. It's a lot to balance. They also asked, what's your costume size?
I am 5'5" and 200 pounds.
I wear, if we're going for like letters, like I wear medium shirts and medium shorts. I'm like a 30 waist. Like
I'm like a 34 waist, and like I have a large shirt. The large shirt's a recent thing, but it's a good thing because extra large. I did cut the extra large My Hero Academia shirt that I then immediately went and bought a large of, which I wore a few episodes ago. Today I was like, I'm going to the gym. I want to go lift weights because I haven't done it in months, and I'm like, and I wanna, and I did. And before I did though, because I took my C4. Which is like the pre-workout supplement, but it's been a while, and so it started to crystallize, and then I panicked, and I'm like, can I still do this? Because one time Zach and I found Weevils in our protein powder because it had been a while. Turns out it's not Weevils. It's literally just it's pulling like the like water from like everything. Like basically you're fine as long as you break it up. You're good. You put water in, you're fine. And so I did that, and I cut my shirt, and I had my sleeveless My Hero, and I was like, I am plus ultra.
Hell yeah. Sparks Nix asks, what's your biggest or weirdest deja vu moment? I think we've talked about it, haven't we?
I think so. Didn't we have this conversation already? I have deja vu all the fucking time.
I get it a lot, yeah.
My theory is that it's the timeline resetting itself.
That's fair. Well, they've been having a lot of problems lately then.
Yeah. I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah.
I wonder why. I wonder if it's just because like you're doing something that seems like a regular thing, but like your brain like explain.
I mean, like I know that some people say it's literally just like your brain basically like fires wrong, and it's like it takes short-term memory and like conflates that with like long-term memory. So like it like basically like imprints it,
like
and
it's
so like
trying to predict like, hey, you've done something relatively close to this, like we know what's happening.
And so it's like the thing that is happening, it like basically like reads the current intake wrong and reads it as though it's like coming from your brain rather than from your senses. And so it's like it causes this like where it's like, where is this a memory or is this happening now? I know that's what some people say it is. I don't know.
You're not going to take a side though.
Well, I don't know. I only did 1 year psychology. I don't fucking know. Also, they don't have an answer.
No, they don't. That's the big thing is like it's all guesses.
Yeah.
It's just a theory, like gravity.
Psychology.
You know, Big Heavy wants to keep us down.
Game theory. Maria asks, what quote or saying do people spout but is complete bullshit? For example, one that always gets me is, love means never having to say you're sorry. That's true, because that's
if
bullshit.
You can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. Yeah. My worst is I key your car and burn your house down. My best is I burnt dinner. Now you can buy me pizza.
Yeah. That's
not true. I don't cook.
This isn't like a serious quote, but I can't fucking stand it anytime anyone says, when this is me speaking as a retail worker, when they're like, you know, like, oh, it's not scanning. Guess it's free. I'm like, leave the store.
I literally wanted to buy a My Hero Academia hat at Walmart the other day. Did I tell you this?
You did tell me that.
Did I say this on the podcast?
Not on the podcast. You just said it to me.
But I did, where I realized as I was going to check out that I was getting my stuff for the Rocket shirt, and I'm like, there's no scan label on it. Fuck it, I'm leaving it. And I really hoped that someone said, sir, you forgot your hat. And I'd go, oh, thank you. And I'd put it on my head and steal it. Because I'd rather steal it and deal with the consequences of like a minor misdemeanor than walk back or wait to get my thing voided.
Yeah.
and then go walk back and find a hat with the fucking tag on it.
Yeah.
No.
If you could use magic to do one mundane task for the rest of your life, what would it be, and what would you name the spell? Laundry. And I'd name it that shit I hate. That's what I'd have to say as the spell to make it happen.
Well, I guess I would say like I'd love Mage Hand. If I could just take Mage Hand as a spell and create it, whereas it can only carry up to 5 pounds, but like to be able to basically have an extra hand would be amazing.
Yeah.
But I don't.
All those, half jokings. If you know what I mean.
You could only apply 5 pounds of pressure, though. I don't think you could jerk yourself off great with a Mage Hand.
With only, what do you mean? 5 pounds of pressure ain't enough for you?
No, but like you could just use your hands, but you could also do something else. You could choke yourself with both hands.
Yeah,
like one's a ghost hand.
Well,
so it's only 5 pounds of pressure on your neck. You're fine.
I don't know if that'd be enough, though.
I don't know.
I've never.
Every time I try, I black out. So I don't
measured. Yeah.
I have no idea.
Sneaky question. Eric wearing a wig was phenomenal, and that's pudding, baby. So my question is, Odie, would you ever consider wearing a wig?
Yes.
Gally Winter asks, what was your dream car when you were little? Is it still your dream car?
Porsche Carrera 911. Because you could get it. It was like rank 5 or 6 on the blacklist.
Mm-hmm.
You know which one I'm talking about with the flames on it?
Oh, I remember.
And that's the only car I want.
Yeah. Mine.
Now it's a Honda Civic. Like the cool ones that are kind of sporty. Because I didn't get that one. Yeah.
Mine was a 1969 Dodge Charger. But I wouldn't want one now.
No.
I would want a 72 Javelin AMX again, though. Which that was the one I wanted after the Charger.
Yeah. I wanted a Dodge Viper for a long time. I don't want a Dodge Viper, but you know what I do want, and I'm pissed because I've never owned one in my life. The seatbelt belts that have like the checkered flag belt or whatever. Like it's a belt you would wear, and the buckle is like a seatbelt. Yeah. And like they would have them like Dodge Viper. Yeah.
I recall.
I still want it.
Get it.
It can't be that easy.
Fair enough.
Also, Rebel said that she did reach out to HyperX to see if they'd sponsor me so I could get that microphone for free.
Oh my god.
She has not heard back. She had surgery, so she's like recovering, and I'm like, that's fine, but I would like a response as soon as you feel better. So like,
put that on your calendar, please.
I'll have you know that my ego is incredibly well. I just don't have a high self-esteem, but I also have a god complex. So like,
right?
Why aren't they? At the very least, plug.
Fair.
Actually, it was the coolest thing. Thank you, Rebel. And I doubt anything's going to come from it, but just like...
You never know.
It's better to try. That's not always the case.
That's not always the case. Number 2, what was the most bizarre thing you've ever eaten? Why did you do it? And was it worth it? / was it something you ended up liking? God. I have had bear because either my grandpa or my uncle hunted one. I can't remember which one of them it was. One of those two.
Was it the one from Midsummer?
What?
You should watch Midsummer. It was good. You might like it.
I've heard that. But
it's a horror movie you might like.
Yeah.
Because, like, it was a fucking trip. Like, it ended and I didn't realize it was over.
That's fair. Yeah, it was... I ate it because, like, they had it because they killed it. And so, they're good about, like, whenever they, like, hunt stuff, they, make sure that they actually, like, eat all the meat and everything and the hide. And they don't eat the hide, but you know what I mean? Like, they do the whole thing. Waste nothing. So I tried it. It was fine. It was all right. It wasn't something I would ever like crave again, but it was all right. It wasn't bad.
I mean, at least like exotic is. I'm sure that I've actually tried a lot of weird exotic stuff from like when I was younger, and like Jerry did his like whole like spiel to get us like into restaurants and shit.
Yeah.
I can't remember any of that. The most recent thing that I can think of that was like cool and weird and I've never had, but I would try again, is I had deep fried gator nuggets at Gatorland.
Nice.
They're very salty and chewy, which is kind of what you would expect looking at a gator.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It was like one of the things where I'm like, I got it. I'm like, I have to get these.
Yeah.
Because like, when am I ever gonna try gator?
Yeah.
Even though technically alligator is something I could buy.
Yeah.
It's one of the meats, and I'm like, can I keep it?
It's the meat.
Can I have a carcass of alligator, please?
Please.
Put it on a big hook.
Yep.
You know, they said I can't install a giant meat hook in my apartment.
Who said that?
God.
Yeah.
Worse, Ian.
Oh no.
And he doesn't even work there anymore.
Oh, he doesn't?
No, he hasn't worked there in a while.
R.I.P.
I mean, Emma, I could probably, you know, if I just like
Why would you ask?
smile at Emma, she would like let me do it. Okay. She's very nice, but she's also like clearly there because like she gets cheap rent. That's why she's working at the front office. And I absolutely get it. You know, my rent is $1,300.
Yeah.
Which is a bit more expensive than it was last year.
Yeah.
But I found out that my upstairs neighbor, the one that I'm twinsies with, is paying $1,600 for the exact same model. And when I looked up my model on the website when I was trying to pay rent a couple months, like last month,
yeah,
the current going price was $1,850. And I'm like, I'm real glad that I decided to renew my lease, even if it's by myself, and it's pretty close to being on the line in terms of like, I can pay all my bills, and
yeah,
that's
that's fucking nuts.
And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, but her boyfriend also drives like a BMW, so like they're probably fine. But I'm also like, can't be that mad at me. I got your packages, so you can't be upset about the twinsy joke. I'm glad I saw her though at Fry's because it was a little awkward, a little diffusion. Yeah, I might go put some sage outside my door.
You know, go smudge this. Okay, we're getting there.
Yeah,
it's Shimo asks, if Odie became Eric and Eric becomes Odie for a day, what would you do? I'd pet Zuki.
I would see what I could do to like. I would do your laundry.
I would appreciate that so much.
Like all memes
I'd go down
aside,
to that office and I would yell at them about the vibrating apartment because it would push me.
You know what you would do?
It would push me.
You would refinance my car loan.
I would. I'd do some.
If we did a Freaky Friday, we both would absolutely improve each other's lives. You know what I'd do? I'd go in there and I'd organize that goddamn office.
That's fair.
Because I like doing that kind of shit. Because it's not my stuff. I don't care.
Right. It's always fun when it's not yours.
Because there's no attachments. Yeah. There's no, you know.
Yeah.
Yes. How many questions we got left? A bit.
Maybe 10.
Okay. Can you vamp for like 30 seconds? I'm gonna pee real quick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I gotta pee. That's fine. I've been thinking about it.
You've been thinking about that urine.
I've been like, it's gonna be good to the last drop. You know. You need anything while I'm in there?
Yeah. If you can, I think there's a glass in there. If you can actually just piss in that and then bring that out here, that'd be great. Hello, everybody. It's me, Mario. Yeah. So I don't know what to talk about. I'm just here chilling. I've also realized like every time we do this, like I end up kind of hunched because like this isn't like as high as like I would want it to be. Like this would be great, where I just actually get to like sit up and preserve my spine. Also, this is a little bit of a spoiler for those of you who tune into my streams. But hey guys, guess what? I got a new chair, and it's really nice, and it doesn't squeak, so you don't get to get all mad about the squeaky chair anymore. And I'm sure you guys will just find something else to get mad about because you're good at being mad. But you're not allowed to make fun of me about my chair anymore because I got a new chair. How are you guys? It's been a very long week. I've been doing a lot of stuff.
Remind me to show you the teacher TikTok.
Teacher TikTok, okay.
Or rather, it's this guy he's a teacher, and it's all about like the random shit his students say.
I think you sent it to me.
Yeah, but he's got more of them. I enjoy him.
Okay.
What's the question?
It's Shimo. Second question.
I got the cans on. 1 second. The cans are on. Okay.
What is a red flag when you're getting to know someone?
If they have a red flag.
That's fair.
If they text with like HRU instead of how are you?
Oh,
WID.
Yeah, that would be.
I like you don't have to speak entirely in full like sentences, but for the most part, like I'll use an acronym, but a lot of times it's like as a joke. And like I get it if you're like typing quickly and like you use the wrong there or your.
Right.
Because I know what you're trying to say. And most of the time you then see an immediate follow-up text like with the correction.
Yeah.
But that's always like or the there's just always so much drama. Any of the girls from Bumble that I would call you and tell you, look at this.
Oh my gosh. Anyone who
not here for games.
Yes. Anyone who says things like, you know, like I'm not here for games.
I'm done playing games.
Oh my god, what's the other one? I can't think of. I can't remember. Just like all of those
looking
stupid
for a
trite
real man.
things of, you know, just like I'm not here for drama. You know, I'm like, if you have to say you're not here for drama,
I'm not here to play games.
You're the drama. You're the one playing the games.
And guess what? When you're the drama, you're the less successful brother.
I did. Yeah, definitely.
That honestly, that's a flashback right now because I'm like, when I was on Bumble, like never. By the way, never got a match in the most recent set. I never got a single fucking match, but it was also because it was the first time I decided to like look. Because it used to be like the old school way. You swipe right, you shotgun blast, and then you take your pick from whatever you hit. You know, but that's not good. And I'm like, and it will limit. Bumble limits how many matches you can like, or how many swipe rights you can do a day.
Yeah.
So it's like
to prevent that.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, unless you pay for premium, and I'm like, I'm not paying. Why would I give you more money to tell me that no one's interested?
No one likes you. Oh my god. To tell you Steve doesn't have a girlfriend.
Steve doesn't have a girlfriend. And I'm like, that's fine.
And he loves lasagna. Eli Nom asks, what is the worst TV or kids show you ever watched? Bananas in Pajamas. I remember nothing about it other than the concept, and it scared the shit out of me because I'm like, why are these giant banana suits running around? I don't like this. That. Didn't like it. Didn't like it one bit.
I didn't like Fanboy and Chum Chum. I didn't like the way they looked. I'll pull up a picture. You'll be very... I didn't like Mr. Meaty.
Okay. In the meantime, Yggdrasil asks, is reality objective or because we observe everything around us, thus having an effect on them? Oh, I really don't like that.
But actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think it's Mr. Meaty that I actually hated.
I also hated All Real Monsters, now that I think of it, because they looked gross and I hated it. Yeah, I really don't like that.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yggdrasil asks, is reality objective or because we observe everything around us, thus having an effect on them, is reality subjective to our own interpretations? No.
Give me the fucking thing. I gotta read that. What the fuck was that?
I think reality is objective and your perception of it is subjective. And the way that you react to it and, like, you know, discuss it with other people and everything is subjective, but reality is reality, and that's just that's pudding, baby. This is how I feel.
Is reality objective or because we observe everything around us, thus having an effect on them, or is reality subjective? Yeah, it's subjective. That's a good fucking question, Yggdrasil. Fuck you. I don't. Can I read the next one?
Yes.
Like that was actually.
You can read the rest of them. I just
okay. Yggdrasil also asked, "Do you think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created?" You know, that's a quote from Spy Kids.
Spy Kids.
I can't get over that.
Yeah, the only Spy Kids I actually ever watched was the like fourth one, I think, where they're in the video game.
I think it's Spy Kids 3D.
Okay, 3.
And then like Elijah Wood is the guy.
Yes, he's the guy, and then he immediately gets fucking kicked, like his ass handed to him.
Shiitake mushrooms.
Yes.
God, such a banger of a movie. Yeah. You know what? We should watch that.
We need to reach a subscription goal for that.
That'll be $1,500. You guys already got The Sopranos. That Kraft dinner mocks you every time you open that box.
It really does. Not excited for it.
Just a comment, but KDB said...
We don't have time to do that.
Oh. Odie, a criminal by the time we reach the... Okay. Beanie Chesters. That's a good name.
Beanie DeAndre.
No. No. Question time 1. Are there any iconic duos that you think you match energies with? Yeah, Eric and Odie.
Yeah.
Rhett and Link. Simon and Garfunkel. We're basically Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah. Minus the other one.
The cocaine? Or the infidelity? In high infidelity.
the adultery and the
I don't
addiction.
know what other duos. I would say Gus and Eddie.
Yeah, that wouldn't.
But R.I.P. Gus's career right now.
Yeah, I don't watch many duos.
We're basically like Smosh. All right, with Anthony Tortilla, Bourdain. What? I don't like his face.
Like, what duos do I? There's Jenna and Julian, but we don't have Jenna and Julian energy. We're different.
You could never be Julian.
I wouldn't want to be Julian.
I know, but you would have to be because I'm clearly Jenna.
Are you kidding me? You are literally the frantic energy that is Julian.
How dare you?
So what we really realized here is that we are Jenna and Julian.
God fucking damn it. We did it. We brought it back, boys. Okay. 2. What antagonists do you think had valid motives?
James had a point. That's a reference. Antagonist. Oh God. I don't know. Who's an antagonist? I
have a real hot take.
Do it.
That for the 4 people out there that know the Pendragon books, Saint Dane was valid in his reasoning for wanting to destroy Hollow. And you will understand what that means, hopefully, by the end of the year. Because I'm still
working on it.
Every poop, I get a little bit further.
There you go.
That's why I gotta up my poops up to 4 times a day, so that I can keep reading more because I'm busy.
Yeah,
But I plan on doing a big lecture video, and we'll probably do it here because you got 2 cameras, and that's what we need.
Oh, I'm involved?
Yeah, you're gonna be in the audience.
Oh,
I want like you and Brandon, and I don't want Taylor because she'll read me alive.
You don't want Taylor,
but maybe we'll get Tyler, maybe Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
No Jason.
Okay.
Jessica. No Jessica, but we can't get Jason without Jessica, so that has to get entirely next. And Josh.
You're not careful. You can't even get Jordan without Jason and Jessica.
That's true, but I want Josh, and Josh can bring his kid. That's cool.
God. And you want this done by the end of the year. We're in like almost mid-November now. Like you gotta. I'm
reading as fast as I want.
There's a lot of people.
I understand that.
We gotta align schedules.
But it would just be one night.
Right. But you gotta.
We'll do like a Friendsgiving. We'll say, hey, let's go over to Eric's house real quick for about 3 hours.
Right.
And we'll already have it set up, and they'll go, wait, what? And I'm like, you guys will have this microphone. You can pass it around if you have questions, and I'm going to explain to you this book series. And they're like, what? And I'm like, the door's locked.
I thought of that. We'll have 2 microphones, and we can pass them.
Yeah, and then I have. Well, I'll show you it's that Animorphs. It's the same like the Procrastinators podcast. Their lectures from their RadCon shit, whatever. Those are the ones like the One Piece, the Animorphs, the stuff that I like reference a lot. Like it's because I just fucking love putting on a 5-hour video about One Piece because it kills 5 hours of your day. I know it by heart, but it's still entertaining. It's great for a drive up to Havasu. But I want to do that for the Pendragon books to explain why they're fucking sick, but like don't take the time to read them. Because it's not as good.
Yeah.
But I'm at the part that's good. Like book 7 is when it really starts to come into its own.
Yeah.
Not really. But Saint Dane. That was my answer. Who'd you say? James?
James has a point.
Were you implying James Charles?
No. James in my storyline. Fifi O'Hara did nothing wrong. That's not true. She did things wrong, but also I love
Fifi.
I do too.
I think she was great.
I think she was great fucking television. Also, hot take. Gia Gunn was great fucking television. She was like
Gia Gunn's hot as fuck.
She was a villain, but that's good TV. Anyway.
Well, Kenya Michaels. RAB said they think that they're pretty sure Odie worked at the same grocery store as their brother, and I'm like, Safeway 1487? That's in Tempe, Arizona. I don't give a shit. I'll tell you the exact location.
Yeah.
It's at Broadway and is Broadway and Rural?
I don't remember.
South of Broadway and Rural. It's Broadway and no, it is Rural's in North South Street. Yeah, Broadway and Rural. No, since Albertsons bought Safeway, it's like the whole thing. There's Panda Express there too.
Yeah.
All right. Steph has got no questions except those sitting in the quick queue.
Cool.
And they weren't even good, but there you go. Okay. 13th Fae for the next episode. Oh, sorry. No. 1. Okay, you have the opportunity to take a celebrity on a date anywhere in the world, all expenses paid. Who are you taking and where are you going /why? I would take RedactedASMR.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Yeah, so that you could get a signal boost off of my celebrity status.
I need it. I don't know celebrities.
But I also know that people are married, and I wouldn't want to like interrupt their marriage. Can it be a friend date?
I would take. Yeah, can it just be like a fun time? Can I take Jim Gaffigan to go get a Mozzarella stick burger? I think he'd like it.
That'd be pretty funny.
And I think he'd have very funny commentary.
I would love to go in the same vein of that then, because I'm willing to go like on a more like friend date. Because obviously, Margot Robbie would not go on a date with me, and I'm not getting it, so I'm not gonna try. But a boy can dream.
Yeah.
But I would love to do a like. I want to go on a very low impact hike with John Mulaney.
Okay.
Like one kind of near my parent. You know that there's these little paths. They're very low impact.
Yes.
Well, we would both be uncomfortable. It would be a fun time. It would be very low overhead.
Yes.
He would just need to fly there and call me a cab to somewhere that's near my house. 2. What's the stupidest thing you did that you thought was a good idea at the time that you realized later was doomed from the get-go? When I put my hands on my hips or I said, we're twinsies.
Trusting a coworker that was older than me to actually give me my $10 when I should have had the $20. I found the fucking thing. Anyway,
nah, I said I wasn't gonna get mad.
I said I wasn't.
Let your bank take care of it.
I'm getting a refund.
And then I will be repurchasing the game. And yes, I
do mean repurchase.
Okay. Eli Nam edited. What is your favorite My Hero Academia character and storyline? On the other hand, which character or storyline do you think could be deleted from the show? I know you know nothing.
Delete that one with the little balls on his head. I don't like. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't like that one.
Okay.
Who's my favorite character? I can't say Bakugo because that's like a basic person thing to do.
No,
I think it is.
Okay.
That's what the internet has taught me through the internet. Also, I like the one. He's drawn differently. Like he only has like 2 like dots for eyes, and he's like a big like buff guy, like blonde hair. I think it's blonde.
Oh,
I think he turn invisible.
No, God, I forget his name. But I know who you're talking about.
I don't know anything about him, but
it's Lemillion. But that's the. Is it? Yeah, Mirio Togata.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
him. Yeah.
You could actually do a pretty decent cosplay of that. So he has like a permeation ability, so he could like phase through anything.
That's fucking sick.
But while he's like going through stuff, he's like technically blind.
Oh.
And slight spoiler. Actually, spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
This is your warning. I'm going to put my hands up right here. Spoil. If you don't want to be spoiled for My Hero Academia, go ahead and mute yourself. And when I remove my hands, you're good to remute. Yeah. But I'm going to remember this time. It's real cool. He has that ability. But then like doing this huge thing where like Sir dies and like a whole lot of bad shit happens because there's like a drug. The little girl who has the ability to like essentially like rewind time ability more or less. But like he gets shot with a bullet that removes his quirk and he becomes quirkless.
Does he get it back?
I believe in the manga it's hit the point where like she like Eri, now that she's like saved from these evil clutches because she's a little girl who doesn't understand her power, like through time and training is going to get the ability to like have control over it and can essentially rewind his body to back when he had his quirk, so he hasn't.
Okay.
I believe he has his quirk at this point, but
good. Because if not, what I want to erase is him losing it, because that's sad.
Because
probably, I'm sure it was
so I talk about
but
Best Girl Jiro right here. That wasn't it's still spoilers. Best Girl Jiro, when they do like the Class 1A show, which is my favorite scene in the entire anime.
Is that when they sing that little song you like?
Yeah, they do. Because it's like they deserved it. I cried. I fucking cried when I did. And there's a part with him and like, and he's holding Eri, and because like she's never done anything like school. Like that's not a thing. She's basically been like a captive.
Right.
And like it shows like the little like darkness demon that's like surrounding her because she's never smiled. And like during this show of like just how awesome it is, she like it like bursts and she like has the biggest smile, and he's like, you know, like crying. He's like, you know, she's smiling, she's finally smiling, and it's like Lemillion or, you know, Mirio, he's a good boy.
Yeah,
we love him. Spoilers are over. Thank you. I kept it. Anyway, my favorite is Earjack. Where is she? Jiro is Best Girl. She is my favorite. It is also her storyline you really get it pretty much in the entirety of that episode of the big show, because she's like the musician. And it's like the whole song is like hero too, because she's like, I want to make my whole family's musicians, but I want to be a hero. And it's like, you can be a hero too. And you can save people with your sound. And so she's fucking sick. Who would I remove? Or storyline I'd remove? I mean, I like all of them. Okay. Maybe the Gentleman. That was kind of boring, but I guess it was good because it showed a villain who like was evil but didn't. They were dastardly, but they weren't evil. Okay. It was this villain who like would like basically YouTube all of his crimes, but like his big thing is like, I'm gonna break into the festival. But like the school is like, dude, if we have one more fucking break in, like the media is gonna close the school down. Yeah. And so like your boy has to stop him. It's pretty good. I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe I'd remove. There's a really funny scene that it's definitely fan service, because like they're in like a spring training camp more or less, and like they're in a bathhouse and the boys are on one side and the girls are on one side. So like you get a little bit of the like steam covering stuff up. It's absolutely fan service. Yeah. But like Mineta uses his little balls to climb up the wall to try to get a peek because he's just so horny. And at the top, there's this kid who's like their nephew thing, and like he ends up like kicking him down. But I'm like, that scene wasn't necessary. But I understand why it's there, because by making Mineta a creep, you can get the fan service from his fantasies or from what he can see. So it's like, I understand why it's in the show, but I'm like, I don't need him so horny. Yeah. Sin's gonna be upset that I've said horny this many times. I also didn't like the fat kid with the laser eye. The one that like looks like he reads people's power levels. I forget what his ability is. It like makes shit happen twice or some shit. I don't know, but he's a little chunky and he looks like a video game. Like he looks like he would be Ender's Game. Okay. He looks like he's in that. I don't know how else to describe it, and I'm not going to Google it. I don't remember it. Okay. You know, Bakugo sucks. That's not true. Boom. I like Bakugo. And it turns out that if I would have watched like the subtitled Japanese version, I would have appreciated him more, because like the dub, it doesn't keep the connotation all the time, so that's why he says bastard a lot. It's just because it's an easier way of like translating it when like it means yeah. Okay. Question. Hey, I'm gonna take a nap has a little bit more of a serious question, if we don't mind.
We'll see.
What would you do if one person
child was right in front of you?
What would you do if one person you cared for just suddenly disappeared? You don't know where they are, and the only clue that you have is the last person they met with. In my reality, I've gone through some things I don't think I can ever 100% recover from. So for me, this question makes sense in my ADHD mind. Love the content. So if someone just completely disappeared,
I would be really upset, and I would probably hyperfixate on it for quite a while.
Yeah.
And Yeah, if I didn't get some kind of answer eventually, it would just be one of those things where every now and then it would just come back to me and fuck me up for a while again.
I would probably at some point like try to expend like a lot of resources to find this person.
Yeah.
Or at least get any information, and it would probably eat at me. But until you eventually accept it, and then one day you'll be in, at a little Italian cafe, and you'll look up and you're there. And we'll nod. We won't speak. But I'll know that you're doing okay. Like the end of Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
I do really like that ending. That's a good ending to that.
I never watched that movie.
The whole thing is that, Alfred's like, one of these days, like, I want you to hang up the cape.
Yeah.
And so, like...
Yeah, I know the ending.
He, like, dies, but, like, turns out he didn't. He survived, but, like, let Batman die.
Right.
And he's just doing himself, and he's like, good.
Well, actually, he's doing Anne Hathaway.
Hell yeah. Okay, okay, I accidentally, like, clicked on a question, but we're at the top.
Oh, good.
Atlas Series asked 2 questions. Different Atlas. No, this is the same Atlas. This is timestamp Atlas. 1. Given Eric's anger about laundry, what's your least favorite part about adulting, besides laundry and the expenses, of course?
Okay, here's my thing about all these questions. You guys love to be like, based on this thing that you said is your least favorite thing, what's your least favorite thing that's not that? And I'm like, I had that answer ready to go in the chamber, and then you just told me no.
They want to know more. So what you should say is,
it's not enough.
What's your second least favorite?
It's not enough to know what I hate most. They need an itemized list of everything I don't like. That's what we're getting at here.
I feel like you've answered the question.
What was the actual question? Like chore? Like that I don't like?
Like, what's your least favorite part about adulting?
Oh.
That's actually a decent question.
Yeah, it's not a bad question.
It's that it's not fun. It's just work.
It doesn't, there is no like magical switch that gets flipped. There's no like birthday. There's no age where suddenly like things make sense, where like it all works better. It is a slow process that takes work, and there is no like magic age when it's just like, okay, now we're good. No.
A really good, as dumb as this sounds, or as weird or as random as the references, like there's a really good quote, in the fucking Pickle Rick episode of Rick and Morty, where Susan Sarandon is playing like the therapist, and like at one point she talks about like, why did you turn yourself into a pickle?
Right.
It's a whole fucking to do. This guy turns himself into a pickle. Funniest shit I've ever fucking seen. Oh my god. But like she does this whole like little monologue part where like the problem is that most things are boring. You have to brush your teeth, you have to wipe your ass, you have to do this, and it's not fun. You just have to do it. Yeah. And that's why you hate yourself, because you hate doing that, and like you don't want to, but it's like you have to. Like
that's life.
Like like it sucks. It's like it's just, that's just it. Yeah. Like I have things that like I know I adulting need to do, and I'm like I don't know how to do them, or I don't know the first step, or I don't want to do them, and it's like I'll just let it get worse. Yeah. Until it blows up, and then I go, why didn't I do something? And then you get like, you'll have one day where like
you turn it all
you
around.
Wake up and you're like, I have solutions. You know what? I'm going to make a little bit of progress. I'm going to make 3 phone calls and remove an obscene amount of stress from my life. Mm-hmm. And that's all it takes, baby. Yeah. Also, sometimes, honestly, getting a small windfall of cash can relieve so much goddamn fucking some real fucking jams. Like, just
but
like
genuinely.
Yeah. Anyway, rob people. 2. I'm changing this question because it hit too hard. So if you could have any romance trope, which one and why? It doesn't have to be romantic. I guess it was like any like romance trope.
Oh, okay. So like friends to lovers, enemies to lovers.
Okay.
I'm guessing that's kind of where we're going with that.
Yeah, I guess slow burn.
Slow burn, cotton elevator meet cute. Like, is that kind of where we're going?
That sounds right.
Okay.
I figured you would lead me on this because I don't know.
Okay, so like, what like romance trope would I want?
This is a very interesting question.
The things, because I'm like the things I like writing, I don't think I would actually want.
It doesn't have to be realistic, so it doesn't. You don't have to actually like truly want it, but like, or you don't need it. How funny.
I am a bit of a sucker for where you come into a story at the point where they were in a relationship, they have since broken up, and then like we start with them having been together, but they are broken up and they're very antagonistic, and then like they get back together, and like then like it works. I like that, reading that. I don't like it if it's like a movie where like they get together and then in the sequel they've broken up and get back together. I only like it if it happened off screen. So it's just like it gives you this sort of like reference point of them like having been together, so you get like snarky like and like snark in a way that like feels personal. Yeah, which makes it more funny. But like I would not want that for myself. That's just fun to write. I say, realizing I've never written that for the channel, but I've written that for other things and I enjoyed it.
I mean, I don't know. Like, there isn't a word for the one that I want. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Because I can't think of the right word.
Yeah.
But I guess like friends to lovers, I guess. I don't really know. Like, it's like
I like rivals to lovers. I'll put it that way. Like not enemies, like not like hate each other.
No, okay,
but
you
very,
got me.
Like
you got me revved up. It is. That's what it is.
That's what rivals. I like.
A nice, good
that I would want.
Like, you want to know what's a great example of rivals to lovers? Courtney Chetwynd and Bobby Pendragon in the Pendragon series, because it is literally talked about much more often than you would think.
Yeah.
Every new book, we gotta talk about how like Courtney Chetwynd, and she's a hottie with a body, like sports star.
Yeah.
Although I will say, at the end, a little spoiler. At the end of book 6, keep your hands up. At the end of book 6, like Courtney is finishing the journal, like reading the journal, like, or she's just like, fuck, like I'm all alone, but like my house is different because like my dad's car, like the seat in the car. It wasn't as uncomfortable as it used to be, and that's really weird. Why is that happening? She gets home, her cat is not the cat she had when she left. It's a like robot cat, and she has this super powerful computer. She's like, what the fuck's happening? Her ring twitches, and she gets a journal from Bobby, still from Quillen. She's like, what the fuck? 5 seconds later, as like the ring shrinks, a knock at the door. Who's at the door but this like tall, handsome guy? And she's like, can I help? Bobby. And the book ends.
Okay. Yeah, I want rivals to lovers.
So it's like that. Also, you skipped my bonus question. I was trying to be nice. Atlas, if we skipped your bonus question, I'm genuinely sorry.
I didn't mean to.
I don't remember it. Like, honestly, we may have tapped the screen and then had to scroll back and find.
Probably.
Like, so if you want to re-ask it, go ahead.
Was it buried at the bottom of a longer post, so we didn't see it? We had not pressed read more, so we didn't see it.
Or did we not answer it the way you wanted us to? Because I will say,
because that's a real possibility. There's many a question where we just like sidestep it.
Like we go whoop, flip it, sip it, reverse it. Shy Nerd asked, "What is the most unpleasant sounding word?"
That no unpleasant sounding word. What words I hate?
People don't like moist.
I don't have a problem with the word moist. I like
hoist.
I don't like the word fistula. That's an uncomfortable word.
Is that something that Hard Rock Nick has?
No.
A tiny little fistula?
Little fistula? No, I think it's like a growth or some sort of thing. I don't like that word.
I can't think of a word I don't like. I'm really sorry, but if I find one, how about this? How about you comment some words that I hopefully won't like, and I'll let you know. Or comment
your least favorite word.
Come into my Twitch stream and tell me words that you don't like, and tell me if I don't like them.
One comment at a time.
And each one of those on a different account that you then thumbs up the video. And I'm going to find you, whoever's been down thumbing it. I think it's you.
I'm keeping us humble.
It's a smart play.
Someone has to do it. Listen, interaction is interaction.
See, but like maybe I'm too new to the game, but all I can think of is, what made you hit thumbs down?
Yeah, it's like that, and then you just have to let that go.
Yeah, well, it's not like I'm not going to change anything. I'm not going to change anything for one person.
But you want to know?
I do it all the time.
I wish there was an exit interview. That's all I have to say.
If you're leaving the Hell Yeah podcast,
please let us know why.
Please fill out this questionnaire before. Are you sure? And then it makes you like do a little. Why are you leaving?
Could we maybe just send you fewer emails?
No.
Rather than unsubscribing outright?
Okay, I've clicked unsubscribe at the bottom of your email 9 times, and you guys keep changing it slightly and sending them to me.
What if we switch it to once a week?
What if we switch to Comic Sans? Would that make it brighten your day?
A little better? What if we switch to push notifications?
That's worse. You know what's bad? When I get a message on Facebook Messenger from someone, which I will tell you about after this, because it's a whole hoot and a half, and I haven't responded because I haven't read it, because Facebook will say that I've read it.
Right.
So the next day, I get a little, I look at my watch, and it's the same message, and I'm like, did they just retype the exact same message a day later? No. It was Facebook Messenger saying, hey, you have an unread message. And I'm like, hi. And then the chat head bubbles pop up. It's very satisfying to grab someone's face on the chat head bubble and drag it to the X and make it go away. It's like, I'm throwing you away.
You're gone.
I'm an asshole. Oh, fuck. Okay, we got another shinier question. That's not why I said, oh, fuck. It was Chloe's paragraph, and you know goddamn well why I said, oh, fuck, because you know it's some convoluted shit that's probably going to be good.
Oh, shit. Oh, damn.
Oh, damn. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, second question. What makes you mad?
Laundry. You know what really makes me mad about laundry? Looking at the growing pile of laundry and knowing that the literal only thing that's making it a problem is my own unwillingness to do it. And I can like look at my life and look at the things that I will do unsolicited, unnecessary, of my own volition, that have benefited me, that have taken significant amount of work that I have done purely just to like improve my own situation. And yet I will allow this stupid, simple, monotonous task, most of which is done by a machine, mind you. It does the heavy lifting.
Did you install the folding table again in this house or no?
No.
You only used that like 3 times.
Yeah, I don't even fold laundry. I don't know why I did it. I hang everything, even pants.
I think you did it to like motivate yourself to do it.
I already had the table. I was like, it should go somewhere. I was like, this is a functional place to put it.
It was cool. And I'm like, and I never used it.
No.
Because I'm like, I'll just go. But I don't mind. You got to watch something while you do it.
Yeah.
You got to whistle while you work.
Yeah, but I don't even fold anything. But yeah, it frustrates me because it's like, that's all me. And I could fix it. And I choose not to. And that frustrates me.
You want to know what makes me mad?
What makes you mad?
When I have to talk to people that can't keep up with me.
Yeah.
Or like, you want to know what, like, Jordan and Jason all the time would say, Steve, your references are out of control. And they were memeing me, but at the same time, like, we got a very strong reference game, especially if you're in the Vine culture. Like,
yeah,
you want it, I got it. Like, pulling some weird, obscure shit, which is what gets us. Some of the times, the best shit that gets us is like a weird one-off tiny reference. And it's like, yeah. And when I hang out or talk with people that, like, even my friends that, like, it's just not the same. Like, anyone who's not you, there's a couple of the people that are pretty good too.
Yeah.
Borderline perfect. But a lot of people just are like, just don't get it that I'm like, I do the, oh, it's not funny, I'll just ditch this bit.
Yeah.
But it happens way too much. And I'm like,
you're ditching everything.
I just feel like, I almost want to go, you guys don't know comedy, but like, that's such a like,
oh, so you don't have the sense of humor.
Pissy cry pants, boo-hoo, no one laughed at my joke. But rather like, because if no one gets the reference, then like it doesn't make sense and it just kind of comes off weird.
Yeah.
Oh no.
The length of that buzz always makes me think you're getting a call.
Oh no. That was a large text. We'll see.
Do we need to wrap up?
We do. Sort of. I mean, we're going to. We're fine. Yeah. That's what makes me mad.
Yes.
Next. Chloe asked, I asked about turkey pastrami chica guy last stream, so I'll ask a new question here. A space-time dimension-breaking box appears before you containing every item you've ever lost or broken. Due to arbitrary space-time restrictions that I am making up as I write this, you can only take 2 items from the box before it collapses, taking all the rest of its contents with it. There is no time limit before the box collapses. Do you take 2 items? If so, which ones? 1 item and save the second pull for a later date, or no items but be permitted to forever keep the box and look at the items you've lost but not take them. New items that you break/lose will be added to the box as you break/lose them. That was why I said, oh fucking Christ.
That's a hell of an option. It's It's a good question. I'm gonna pull one item, and I'm gonna save the other one for later.
What item would it be?
When I was a child.
Oh wow! So just run away with it.
When I was a kid, I don't remember why, but my mom. Actually, no, I do remember why. My grandma had passed away, and my mom had twinsies. My mom ended up giving me.
Take grandma game.
My mom ended up giving me, I believe it was a brooch that my grandma had, that was a little gold mouse, and it was cute, and it was like fairly intricate actually. Like the tail actually like could move. It was like jointed, like the whole thing was like gold, but it was like segmented, so like it had like a little tail that could move. It was really cute. It was very small, and it had two little like, I believe they were actual like garnets for eyes, but they were like tiny, so like it wasn't like worth money, but like it was actual like real gold, real like gems or whatever. But like my mom didn't care about this thing, but she was like, oh, you're a kid, here, do you want this like little mouse thing that your grandma had? And so I was like, yeah. So I took it and I had the little mouse, and it was like, I loved it. I loved this fucking little thing. It was stupid, but I was just like, this thing's amazing. I love this little mouse. And at some point, 2 days into having this mouse, I lose it.
No.
In the house. We have not gone anywhere.
The mouse is in the house.
In the house.
And it will obey the cheese.
Yes. This is a weekend. So like she gave it to me like on Saturday. This is Sunday. The mouse is gone. I haven't gone anywhere. So I'm like, I know the mouse is here in the home. I have to find it. So I'm like tearing my room apart trying to find this fucking mouse. I have no idea how I lost it. I cannot find it. I'm like digging and digging and digging. I cannot find this fucking thing. And I'm getting more and more upset because like this is an heirloom from my grandmother, my dead grandmother, that my mom trusted me with. This thing that apparently has value, both monetary and emotional.
Correct.
And I can't. I've had it not even 2 full days, and it's gone. And I cannot find it. And I am digging around, and I cannot find the fucking thing. I wonder if it
fell like in a floor vent or something.
It had to have done something. And I'm just like, and I'm getting more and more and more upset. And then finally, in an oddly like self-aware moment, I was like, I have to tell my mom I lost this thing. Like in every other like realm of my life, I would just be like, I'm just not going to tell anyone, and no one has to know.
The taco packet.
And if they ask, it'll be like, I have the mouse. He's I put him away.
But no, like your guilt is eating at you. Like
right.
You need help at this point.
For once in my life, like the guilt was too much, and I was like, I have to tell my mom. So I like go into my mom and dad's room, and like my mom's in there, like they're like typing on the computer or something. And I go in there, and I must have looked fucking terrified because I just like,
I'm like already bawling.
No, I'm not crying yet. I'm staying strong. And I walk in there, and like my mom looks over, and she's just like, what's wrong? Because I'm clearly like losing it.
Like, I'm having a great time, Mom.
Right. And she's like, what is wrong? And I just burst into tears, and I'm like, I lost the mouse. I don't know where the mouse is. Like, I'm so sorry. I know that was grandma's mouse, and like I don't know where it is and everything. And like fully expecting my mom to be like furious about this, like,
of course,
fucking mouse.
She trusted you with this.
She trusted me with this.
Little kid logic.
And my mom was like great about it. She was just like, honey, like it's okay. It was just a mouse. Like, we'll find it. Like, this is not the end of the world. Like, I'm not mad at you. Your grandma wouldn't hate you for losing. You're a person. Like, that happens. Like,
you're gonna be haunted by her ghost saying, "Where's the mouse?
Where's the mouse?" But she's like, "It's okay."
Where's the mouse?
Yeah, but she's like, "It's gonna be okay, honey." And I'm like, "Okay." And I'm like, "No, it's not." And like, I'm like crying and everything. And so then like she helps me try to look for the mouse. We can't find it. Never found it. Don't know what happened. Moved out of that house. Fully like stripped the walls down, tore up the carpet, like remodeled that room. Left. Mouse is gone.
Maybe you got like shit happens. It's like when you drop a pencil and it's like, I don't know where it went.
For all I know, a dog ate it.
Yeah.
Like we had a lot of dogs. They could have like been playing with it.
Was it that big of a deal, honestly?
No, it wasn't at all. And later in later years,
your mom wouldn't have given it to you if like
if it actually mattered. I was a child. And in later years, my mom, like I've told, like we've talked about it since and everything. She's like, honey, like that thing didn't matter. She's like, that's why I like.
It's because like, hey, like this is something that was your grandma's, like, because like
Right.
that'll mean a lot to you as a kid.
Yeah, it didn't mean shit to her. She was just like, it was just like a brooch she had. Like that was not like
that wasn't like her iconic brooch.
Right.
It was just
it was not an heirloom. It was just something that my grandma owned that my mom thought like, oh, here you go, here, have like this little like toy thing. And yeah, so like it did not matter at all. But it still infuriates me that I have no idea where it is, and I will never know where it is.
So would you take that brooch out of the box?
Actually, I want that second option where I can just open it and see it, and just to see it again. I don't need it because I'll probably lose it again. I just to see it and know it was there. It was somewhere. I
would want to do I can see all of them but not take them.
Yeah,
because that's it. There's something I right now in this very moment I can't remember it, but I know like I've texted. I get on a bender every once in a while of like, there's that thing.
Yeah.
You're like, I swear I had this, and you start ripping through your stuff. You go through the closet. You all have the closet.
Yep.
The closet that has
the
everything.
Drawer, the cabinet, whatever.
Like the thing where it's like it's the catch-all, and you are ripping through everything, and I'm like, it is not here. I do not have it, but I'm like, I could have swore I know I have it. Like, I know. That was me looking for my fucking Lucina, and then I was like, I should ask Eric, and you did have it. But
I did have it. Which is crazy because I did not think I did.
Yeah, well, it was a total crapshoot. Like got pushed in the
which
made sense because it was all out there.
Yeah.
But I don't know why you took it out of the jar though. But
well, I had to wipe it off.
And put it in a new jar. A mason jar. It's cute. It's fun.
With a little handle.
Yeah.
I can just
make it.
You're welcome.
I didn't say thank you.
I know.
But like I asked Ari about it, like not recently, but like in the last couple of years, I remember texting her. I'm like, "Do you know what I did with this thing?" And I can't remember what it was. And I'm pretty sure I deleted the messages. So I couldn't even find it. But I'm like, it's something. It's like I don't remember what it was. So I would just want to see things that I lost. That like, because at least if I could like open the box and see them, that's just as good as like having it.
It's the affirmation to know like it was real.
Honestly, I feel like that's a way to like.
Because, like,
they're not fake memories.
Again, I don't want that mouse. What the fuck am I going to do with it? It was a brooch that literally
probably find it,
snapped off.
You would probably find it and immediately lose the fucking mouse again.
That's what I'm saying. I would just lose it again. So
it would only cause more strife.
I just want to see it and know that, like,
it was real.
If I could then open the box and go, this is the mouse that I lost.
But then the hippo kid goes, there was no mouse.
Oh, scorpions.
Chloe, that was a cool question.
That's a cool question.
But, like, fuck, that was a lot to read. I didn't fuck it up though, so fuck it up, Kitty. Luana Maria asks, what goes off more, being the older sibling or the younger sibling?
I don't know the difference.
I mean, I'm an older sibling, but I'm also a younger sibling to my two half sisters, which my dad's like, they're your sisters. They're not your half sisters. And I'm like, Dad, you fucked Sandy and had 2 kids. You then banged my mom. Cecilia is my full sister because we only share a father from your seed.
Yeah.
Straight from your balls. And he goes, stop talking about my balls. I'm like, your balls? My other sisters. They were my half sisters.
Yes.
Like I don't think he took it to mean like, I don't know. My dad is baked at like, he's at a 9 at almost any time.
Right.
So I think he took it as like, I don't view them as real sisters.
Right. They are less than a sister to me.
No.
No, they share only half of your genetic.
Yeah, like they're still my sisters. I just didn't grow up with them really, so like it's not. But like I don't know, I always kind of wish I had an older brother. You're my older brother. 3 weeks, or no, 9 days.
Well, you're technically older, but I'll take the role.
Fuck you.
I've always been a younger. Until I catch up.
What are you doing, lil bro?
No, I mean I'm a younger sibling. I was not older. I never really had. I was the youngest cousin too, so like I didn't really have like any that like.
Did you have like
older experience?
Was your sister like a big sister to you, or is it just your sister? Like, you know what I mean? Because sometimes I think age difference matters. Because like my sister's 4 years younger than me, and so maybe she did view me as like her like big brother because like that's a sizable difference.
Yeah, I mean my sister's 3 years older than me. I never really looked at it as like my big sister. I don't know. It was just that she was my sister.
Can she be my big sister?
I don't know.
I'd let her push me down the stairs.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, being a younger sibling was, like, pretty dope, except for, you know, all the constant ways I was comparing myself to her academic achievements and measuring myself by them. That was fun. Because it had only been 3 years, so, like, they were always, like, right there.
I really loved when I had to be a brother, which sometimes means I need to get you in trouble to prevent you from further trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, I gotta come clean. She's not pregnant. She's tripping on Robitussin. Like, it's a whole. My sister resented me for quite a few years, and only in the last like 5-6 years has she started to like be okay with me. But like, she still doesn't fully trust me, or she didn't for a really long time. And I'm like, I get it. But I'm like, no one likes to be a villain.
Yeah,
you know, every hero is the villain of another story. And that's the tea, though. That's real shit.
And that's on period.
That's on period. Ooh, okay, last question from Hester Van Sluten.
Hello.
As a duchy, I always like to ask this to foreign people. What are your thoughts on licorice? Do you like it or not? And if you do you prefer salty or sweet licorice? Salty licorice?
Yeah, particularly on black licorice, I'll often pair it with salt. Like true licorice, true licorice is black licorice. That's like actual licorice.
But I like red vine.
I know. I only like red licorice. I don't like.
I guess sweet. I like red vines. I don't like. I really don't care for licorice, but I will say I fucking slap on some red vines.
Yeah.
My band teacher, Mr. Hatfield, he once had a big ass thing of red vines, and if you did well, you could have them. But he had this like jar for so long that we took them out. And they were hard as a rock because I went, oh, hell yeah. And they shattered.
Oh, my God.
It was great.
Yeah, I only like...
And Taylor played the French horn.
I only like red licorice, which isn't like real licorice, but I like it a lot. And also, I'm an equal opportunist. I like Twizzlers and red vines equally. Just give me it. I know you don't like Twizzlers, but I do. I like them both.
Which is funny because
for different reasons.
I've met a lot of people. Like, you're one of the few people that like both, because a lot of people are like, one or the other.
Yeah, because they are very different, but I like them both for different reasons.
Last question from them, and last question overall: is there any board game you have been meaning / wanting to try but haven't gotten around to it? If so, which one? I would say you're the one to ask this. Like,
I have owned the game Pendulum now for a year and a half, and I have never played it, which I would like to. I think it would be fun. It's by the people who make Scythe, so I mean, like, we got a pretty good pedigree of stuff. And I have another game by them, not Pendulum.
Stoneworks.
Yeah, it's by them as well. And I have Pendulum from them that I haven't played. We haven't played. And I have
as much as we bitched about it when we lived with Brandon and Taylor about how, like, do we have to do game night and hang out every fucking night?
Well, because it was never a good game. They always wanted to play the same fucking game over and over again.
I mean, I like Scythe, but Scythe is a lot to set up.
I don't want to play Scythe all the time. Like,
no.
It's one of my favorite board games of all time.
Like,
I don't want to play it every
we could
night.
play the, like, in all honesty, I'm like, I don't want to play, like, what is it, Euphoria is the other one? Like, sometimes I don't want to play.
Played that, like, twice.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't want to play, like, a Scythe-like game. Like, that's too intense.
Sometimes I just want to play Sorry. I want something quick, simple.
You and I will play board games, I feel like, more often.
We did.
Yeah, we did. Or we used to, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we could now. We just, I don't know, like, it's so much is going on Tuesday. We're already running late.
Yeah.
I thought we'd only be 2 hours, but, like, yeah.
Yeah.
For me, nothing off the top of my head. I'd like to one day beat the Dark Souls board game.
That would be fun.
It's hard, though.
Yeah, that game was really difficult.
I mean, we spent a few hours and didn't even beat the first boss.
We really did. Like, and we weren't half-assing it either. We were all trying.
Yeah, but I kind of like that too. That was like Forbidden Desert.
Yeah, it was not bad or anything. It was just, I will admit, that was not how I thought that game was going to be.
Yeah,
and I misjudged the amount of time that would take.
There you go. Cool. Well, this was a long episode. Yeah. That was, and you know what? There was quite a few times that we fucking said, fuck the questions, let's go off. So I think you guys get a full episode.
I mean, among other things, we were like, is it time for question time? And I went, actually, it's time for Monster Angus Thick Burger. And proceeded, like, and that spiraled for a full 30 minutes.
Should we get to questions? We're an hour in, and I go, we normally do it at 45 minutes. Oh, no. It was fun, though.
It was good.
I want that Angus thick burger though.
It's really good. I mean, like, I don't want one tonight, but
no, I'm
soon.
Not feeling it tonight.
It's late. Also, I think the video actually like kept its shit together.
Yeah, knock on wood. Hopefully,
God.
we'll see how the render goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope you all have a good rest of your week. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you find your twinsy.
Oh my god.
And live in my shame.
Yeah.
You know. I'll have it for next episode, but again, if you like Hewll podcast and you want to support the podcast, you can go ahead and check out the merch link down below. It's right there. Thank you so much for all of the fucking dice. Alana Curiel, that was fucking amazing.
Very kind of you.
I believe it's Denny. Thank you, Denny. And if I'm wrong, you can punch me.
Yeah.
For the shirt, because it's fucking sick. Of Smash, he's in it. He's in Smash. I'm not good.
They're all here.
Yeah, everybody, including Thora. Although I'm a little sad that they couldn't get the rights to Donald and Goofy to put them in the game.
Yeah, I would have expected them to at least be able to get them for like the Super Smash thing,
Yeah, well, because like the Trinity limit, that's like the big, or at least in the first game, it was the big thing. But
because I mean, like but like before they added Chrom, when they just had like Robin, like Chrom showed up for the Super Smash and everything. So like, that's not what it's called. Final Smash would show up like in the Final Smash. That's how a lot of times they'll feature other characters.
Yeah,
with Mega Man, that's the other Mega Men show up.
Like Mithra Pyra, like it's some of the taunts like has Rex, who technically wields the weapon. It's a whole Xenoblade weird.
Yeah. So I would have. I'm sure it was a rights thing, but that would have been cool.
I knew because the movesets are different. Like because like Sora's kind of unique in like being the character, but I'm like I kind of wish that it would have been like a secret extra character that was like Sora and Riku, because like Riku with like dark, I believe it's the Darkwing, is that the name, or Soul Eater?
Duck.
No, I think it's Soul Eater. Riku's sword, the Soul Eater. Yeah, I mean this is his like bad boy sword that looks sick as fuck. But like you could have done some cool shit with that, or like as like an echo. But like Riku isn't like they're very different, so they couldn't. But I'm like, I can't ask for everything. I can't get it all.
You got Sora, god damn it.
I did, and they put a lot of work into his like alternate costumes.
Yeah.
So like, I'll take it. All right. What should the people mind this week?
What should they what?
What should they mind?
Mind their manners.
You heard it here, folks.
For once.
Mind your fucking manners. Elbows off the goddamn table.
Yeah.
Why is that a rule?
I don't know.
That's a stupid fucking rule.
It is. Just do forearms on the table.
Yeah.
But I only have two.
Oh. But you know what? As an extra comment that we won't read during the next episode, but I believe we both read all. I read every comment. What like manner rule do you think is stupid? Put it in the comments down below.
What aspect of etiquette do you think is dumb?
It's the part where I have to obey it. Yeah, all right.
That part.
All right.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Get out of here. Close the tab.